morning! It is Mythic Day 3 and we are on Brood Twister. Brood Twister going down for Liquid not too long ago, near the end of their day. A couple of hours for us, so we hope that we're going to have some solid progress into it today. As you can see, they have been assembling into the building. We have some Mythic Plus going on at the moment, and surely that's not going to last very long, right? I'm OK Mage and I'm joined by the wonderful Fat Boss TV, Alex.
I don't want any more Mythic Plus. Hi, how's it going?
That's it.
I'm excited. Obviously, the big worm has gone down. Liquid making short work of it. Oh, I say that. They had to put, what, 120 pulls into that bad boy?
It was 120 pulls, and I don't think anybody saw that coming from Brood Twister.
A massive change in comp as well, going from the 3 tanks down to the 2 tanks, going for double blood DK as well, and still 3 healing it. So it was something that we did talk about a little bit as a potential, that they would drop 1 tank. But going for that double blood DK with a crazy amount of ad control, really, really good sustain and survivability seems to have paid out for him. So I wonder if Echo saw that and went, oh, probably should have copied that instead. Whoops. So they might very well be getting some characters ready. I'm not entirely too sure exactly which ones they're going to be going for. It also might be that they're just having a nice little chat and waking up in the morning instead of going in and doing one of the more difficult bosses in the raid thus far. Instead, just waking up, getting their characters ready, and they're, you know, warming up as players by going to do some Mythic Plus. Especially if you can get some little bits and pieces. Not a bad idea. Especially whilst we're not too stressed about moving forward at a super, super high pace.
Absolutely. I've only done a few Mythic Plus so far this season, and I'm actually very much enjoying it.
I haven't done one yet.
We did some Mythic Zeros. If they count.
Did we?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe
no, I didn't do one with you. No, I did very few Mythic dungeons entirely.
Yeah. Oh, we did the raid together.
Yes, I've done the raid quite a few times.
Yeah.
Enjoyable. And I'm looking forward to doing Mythic Plus. Mythic Plus this time around looks kind of cool.
Yeah, Grimbatol, I was wondering how this would be in Mythic Plus. This is a dungeon that was back in Cataclysm, brought back into the current rotation of Mythic Plus. Obviously, when these dungeons were first created, Mythic Plus was not content then. So it's always interesting when they bring back an older dungeon and make it for Mythic Plus. Do they have some cursed casts that back in the day was fine, but as a Mythic Plus dungeon can absolutely annihilate everybody? That's always the talking point and the wondering when you're going into them. But this is actually quite pleasantly surprising. The dungeon is quite good as a Mythic Plus dungeon. I mean, it could just be that I haven't played it enough yet, but
they definitely have to have made some changes to it for sure. Like even just the idea of dispels back then didn't used to have a cooldown, so you'd just be able to spam dispel. Like the whole group would get a debuff and you could just dispel all of them. Those sorts of things would need to be fixed. Yes, I'm not entirely too sure exactly what's changed about these dungeons in comparison to their Cataclysm counterparts. Not playing Cataclysm Classic myself. But yeah, no, it's cool to see them reaching this far back into raids, into the pass into the old expansions in order to find dungeons. Obviously having a similar thing with, what's the name, Vortex Pinnacle. They had that as well in one of the seasons last expansion. I think it was season 4, question mark?
Yeah, I think so. It definitely made an appearance at some point.
I don't know. As soon as there is no new raid in a tier, that's me gone for the rest of the expansion personally. But I know that normal guilds aren't really able to do that. Take those sort of long breaks between tiers is normally a great way for your guild to disband. So would not recommend that. But yes, if you are just tuning in, let us give you a little bit of a rundown as to what's been going on overnight. Liquid, the best guild over in NA, have indeed taken down Brood Twister with a comp of 2 blood DKs, 3 healers, and then a whole mixture. They even ran a Boom King because they need to get a druid buff from somewhere. The end of that fight looks incredible. No space in the middle of the room.
No, it's one of those fights where the DPS check is so tight that towards the end of the fight, when you're running out of space rapidly, the play area is really, really being limited. You're stuck with this tiny area in the middle of the room while baiting swirlies, taking webs out. And it's very intense. It's a race against time. You're in the goo, trying to, well, battling for your life, trying to take the boss down. It was a very epic moment, a very epic boss.
Like, I'm not entirely too sure. What add-on's that? Looks cool.
Yeah, so I've been having this pop up. It might be Details, because that was the... I only downloaded a few. I downloaded Big Wigs, Little Wigs, Details.
Gaming.
Maybe Details.
Yeah, it could be
And
details.
it was popping up for me as well. Nice little showing of score gain, which we all know is really important.
Just goes to show how on the point I am this morning, where even just a pop-up of something on the screen is enough to completely derail my...
What are these numbers?
Oh, look at those shiny pop-ups. But yes, they managed to get it down with, I think, well, there was a little time left on the hard in-range timer of 10 minutes that they ran into, but the whole room was covered in goo. They had a very, very clean pool. I think they did end up using all their battle reses, but that was, they got all the way until the last phase with all of them up. So no, very, very impressive stuff from Liquid. It seems that this raid has a lot of scary bosses, which is excellent news for us.
Absolutely, that is wonderful to see.
More things for us to have a little bit of a chat over and to watch and enjoy. So it should be a race to remember the Nerub-ar Palace, but indeed, this morning we're going to be making some decisions, and whilst that's happening, getting some Mythic Plus in. We'll let you know as soon as as soon as we hear anything that they're doing, we'll let you know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole event would not be possible without our sponsors as well. So a big thank you to Secret Lab, Corsair, Elgato, Starforge, Displate, Gains for Gamers, Maxroll, NordVPN, and Red Bull. Without whom none of this would be possible.
Very, very true.
Much. Thank you very, very much. We are also raising money for Games for Love. We have raised an incredible $8,415 so far. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much to everybody who is donating. We are providing distraction therapy. Alex is also struggling to navigate the sofa.
I'm trying to get to the plug. Hold on, I'm just going to take off the headset. There we go.
Oh, that's fine. You do you, Alex. Trying to... Oh, okay. You're trying to plug the iPad in. Just to see you struggling. And I didn't help. I'm just kind of looking at you like... But Games for Love provide distraction therapy for children in hospitals and provide internships and sponsorships for them later on in life, as they unfortunately do lose a lot of time while they're in hospital.
Yep.
Missing out on those very important educational years. So they do wonderful work.
They really do. No, it's a wonderful, wonderful charity, and you guys have been incredibly generous. Up to this point, we've been seeing loads of wonderful dog pictures, mainly yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It was like Mike being a big dog guy. I would categorize myself as that as well. Cats are cool, don't get me wrong, but they, I don't know.
I'm a fish gal. Is that the hill I want to die on? Wait, can I? Hold on.
Nope, that's enough. Thank you. We're just moving on.
Fish is my favourite animal,
just going to move on. I like the idea of... I love the idea of, I'm a fish gal, and then just leaving it. Like, just silence.
I'm just going to walk
cool.
off now.
Yeah, just headset off, walk out. Oh, man. How long have we been on?
They go into Mythic Plus and we lose our minds.
Oh, man. There's some real good stuff, though, in Mythic Plus right now, so I imagine they're going to be going in to try and gather the little bits and pieces that they can to do some big damn.
Yeah, you know what else as well? If this race does go into the second reset, Wednesday's looming, will be the second week of Mythic. They will need to fill up their vaults at some point. So
True.
Filling out vaults and catching up with anything. I think they're also in a meeting right now as well, so they're absolutely maximizing their time, discussing the plan of today, and making sure that we're getting as much gear as possible. But yes, do you think this will go into the second reset?
At this rate, there's certainly a good chance. I do like the idea that just like anyone else who works from home, they playing WoW during their meetings as well. Very important. But yes, I think there's certainly a chance that it goes into the second reset for sure. If the bosses continue to be as difficult as they are, as difficult as Kai'Veza looks like it could be, and Brood Twister obviously being quite a big wall, we weren't even considering these bosses to be necessarily something that we're that scared about. The main boss that we were worried about was the Silken Court. That fight on Mythic difficulty looked insane with all the changes that they've added to it. Well, it's not even the abundance of changes. It's the one major change, turning the fight into some sort of star augury, Sire Denathria's Phase 3 on Mythic. sort of throwback where you can't, you got to soak each other's orbs, but you can't get close to one another, and you're always spawning these orbs, and it's terrifying, and the boss is gripping everyone in all at once. Like, there's so many unknowns about it as well that it's one that we were mainly terrified about. That's the one where we're thinking like 300 odd pulls. It's like the tendril of this tier. And we haven't even seen it yet, which is excellent news. It means that we've got a race ahead of us, at least, rather than everything dying super, super quick. But we don't know. Maybe everything does fall over.
I think it makes it much more exciting
For
when
sure.
you see the guilds side by side battling it out on more than just 2 or 1 boss. I think it's excellent tuning so far. I am so pleased with Brood Twister. I think it is a fantastic fight that could have been just completely overlooked in terms of the player base. It could have been a fight that no one really enjoyed, and it might feel different to play, but watching it, I'm very glad that it's tuned in a way that everything is very punching because it really puts them to the test, right? It gets them to really show off how good they very much are. There's some personal play in there. There's organization, planning cooldowns, allocating damage and resources, and they can really show off what they're made of, and it's really great.
No, you're entirely right. I have just been informed by production that we do need your help.
Oh, we need you. Wait,
Exclam
why?
splits in
No!
the chat. Chances are that we're not going to be doing this for very long. We've probably got 1 or 2 runs. We've got a couple of characters that we want to be getting done. So if you can help out with splits, if you find yourself in a very, very boring meeting that you really don't need to be paying too much attention to, feel free to type exclam splits in the chat. Find out how you can help. Look it up in the group finder as well, in the LFG tool on EU servers. We do need folks to come and help out with, I assume, Mythic, Midge? Not Mythic, excuse me, Heroic splits. Yes, Heroic. So there we go. Heroic splits are coming our way. By splits, obviously probably just 1 run, but we will see exactly how crazy they go with it. It is what it is here. This is giving me, what's the name of it? Sepulchre of the First One vibes.
Oh.
Where it's just like, they're done with splits, we're going into Mythic, and then it's like 1 Mythic boss dies, and you're like, well, back to splits. Just the constant ebb and flow of them trying to find more and more things that they can go and grab loot-wise. This is something that we didn't really see at all at any point during the previous expansion. Largely speaking, once we pulled that trigger to go into Mythic, it was very rare to go back into Heroic difficulty. But with the introduction of Heroic Week, as well as the more class stacky sort of versions of these encounters, it's certainly leading to some differences in loot strategy and gearing strategies. So that seems to be going through it. Shenanigans are afoot.
Yes. In this raid. You thought there were no scuffed comps. Oh, you thought this boss was going to be a pushover.
No, it seems like this off's going to be difficult. It seems like the 2 tank strat seems to be going very, very well. Instant Dollars pulling ahead to tanking. Method very, very close to Echo. They're also 2 tanking. Double Blood Death Knight. Liquid obviously getting the kill with the Double Blood Death Knight. I can only imagine that we're going down a route where we're trying to sort out a Double Blood Death Knight comp. Which may indeed lead to some regression. We might not be able to get back to that 3rd phase as quickly because we're going to have to relearn exactly how we're going to be doing our tanking cooldowns as well as our CC rotations and whatnot, so there's going to be a little bit of work. It's not going to be pretty. It is unfortunate if that's the way that we're going to be going, but the fact that we're jumping into a Heroic split gives me the indication that they want to be bringing in a new character, which does obviously indicate a compositional switch.
And it could be that they're maybe preparing for a future boss as well, because they do have to bear in mind, right, we're on boss 5. There is still 6, which is Sky Vezza. We've got 7, which is Silken Core, and we also have Queen and Serac. So we've still got a way to go.
There you go. Echo Split, sick round through to Court. So that's what they're going to be doing. It looks like they're doing 2. So look up Echo Split in the group finder.
Yeah, you can
help them
out. You can get an excellent way to fill up your vault.
Damn,
nice
I would go and
easy.
help.
I would as well.
I haven't got Heroic done on my Evoker this week.
Yeah, I haven't on my mage either. I would help.
Damn.
Well,
here's what it is. We're on the couch. I haven't even got my UI set up at the desk either, so it'll be an abysmal thing.
I don't use a UI, so I could.
Oh, snap.
But nobody wants to see mage gameplay. We had a vote against it
last
night.
Yeah, I was there for that vote. That was very fair.
I was voting against the mages.
Yeah, I also was voting. I think it's only you and Gingy. that want to hear about mages.
It's so funny.
I think everyone else is sick of them because of their crazy damage. And then, oh, look how busted they are. We're going to bring like 14 of them. Whoever made that stupid comp. And then
It was like, wasn't the arcane mages really, really strong in Hellfire Citadel? Was it the Reaver, the second boss, where there was just a normal amount of arcane mages?
Yeah, they I think they used 1 tank, 1 healer, and 18 arcane mages. And
That's a good comp.
Yeah, they killed it in something like 20 seconds. This is like deep into
This is why
farm.
bosses are not dying.
Have they thought about doing that? 18 arcane mages. Oh man.
I don't know if that'll help much on Brood Twister. Maybe not.
Well, it'd certainly help Brood Twister out. That's for sure. Increase her KDA. Although she doesn't need a lot of help with that right now, honestly. they could bring any comp, and I think they're going to be helping her KDA.
Yeah, Brood Twister is no joke. I honestly really love Brood Twister. Again, it might be very different to play. It's different watching to playing, but from watching, I'm really thrilled about the tuning of it.
It is interesting to see how the fight is taking shape, because of course when we first looked at it, there was very much there was lots of different vibes, but my vibe was along the lines of, this is just going to be a fight where as long as you break out the eggs, the rest of it's kind of free. Turns out that's not the case at all. It's basically 9 different overlaps that you have to learn because you break out the eggs 9 different times. So there's 9 different combinations, and each time you have a different amount of CC and damage available to you, as well as like a different raid sort of positional element to it as well, or overlaps from the boss with the web debuffs and whatnot. So it turns out because all of the individual elements matter, it does make the fight a lot harder. I was just under the assumption it's the 5th boss. Who's going to care?
Yeah, I mean, if it was tuned a little bit, let's say easier, right? So the swirlies didn't one-shot because they didn't hurt as much, or the ads didn't have as much health, or the boss didn't have as much health. The mechanics themselves and the ads wouldn't necessarily matter as much as they do. You could afford more mistakes. You wouldn't need to be so precious about how you're spending your resources. The whole fight wouldn't need to be as planned as it is. So I don't know. I'm very, very happy to see that. But if you missed anything from yesterday, we have a Starforge flashback for you.
Like these.
Where you can catch all the good stuff.
Oh, it's going to be cake, isn't it?
Ah.
Oh dear.
Probably.
A rep paladin with a weapon ready to go. Like that's an interesting one.
What is that?
Why is Canix in a trash can?
Robo Canixman. What? He rises.
What's the ritual? What's the ritual? I might be a bee.
It's just a delicious little turd right in your mouth. There it is. Nutty and beautiful. Thanks, Mike.
D is for Dalaran. It exploded. Oh no, lost.
And they're killing the boss, and it's at 4%. Look at that, the Brood Twister's spawning the last parasites.
Oh.
Don't give in to them.
They're yelling at us. I'm so pressured.
Oh, dude, he's jumped straight into that box. What the hell? Damn.
He valiantly leapt into the box.
That is a strong choice. A strong choice indeed.
That is one of the choices you could have made.
That is the most choice of all time.
We need a doctor! Is there a doctor in here? We need a doctor! Anyone, doctor? Medic, Dr. Medic, we need you right now. We have a patient.
Well, he
Preach,
does.
you're gonna be fine, Preach. Don't worry about it. Yes!
Oh no! No, lick it off! Lick it off!
Cake farts, KKI. And let's talk about charity for kids. There's no way we're going quad DKs, because it is mad if we are not bringing Narco, because he's DKs as geared.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name.
Narco. It's about to get cold in Nerub-ar Palace, baby. It's about to get real cold. That's a fail. You failed.
Come on, mate, just plop it in there. Oh, all the way. Come on now. Keep going. There we go. Nearly done. Oh, yeah, screw it there. No, all the icing, mate. Plop it in. Plop that in your gob, mate. We're going to come real brief. We're just going to wash our hands.
I've been in this situation.
Oh, my God. Got the... Oh, we beat it!
Yeah!
Oh,
over
excellent.
$100. I'm sending one over to you, Jeef, who's been sat staring at dog pictures now for the last 40 minutes.
Waiting for a pull any minute now.
Unreal. God bless Echo and their lack of ability to pull a boss.
And we are joined by the one, the only, Zalata. I didn't realize you had your feet out.
Oh, no! And you didn't make them up, Jay?
No, I didn't paint his toes.
You didn't paint the toes?
What are we saying here then? What's going on? How's it going, beautiful?
I feel lovely like a princess.
He did look like a lovely princess.
You did. It came out much better than I was
That
expecting.
narco edit was great, by the way. Shouts to Chris. Doing the Lord's work. Starforge Flashback. You can watch all of these over on the YouTube channel as well, so go check those out. It's one of my favorite. I go back and I watch the flashbacks from previous races as well. It's
Me
always
too,
jokes.
yeah.
So, oh man, hope you enjoyed that. We should play that more often. We should play that at another point during the day as well. They're great highlight packages. I will talk to production. See what we can do. Yeah. But yes, if you are just joining us, welcome. Good morning to day 3 of Mythic. Good morning.
That checks out because I keep saying good morning and everyone's like, it's 4 p.m.
Oh, snap. That's rough.
It's actually morning this time, so it's
yes.
fine.
So, yeah, no, we are here in Cologne, Germany at the SK Magenta facility, and we are here waiting for them to get into Mythic as we are trying to get down Brood Twister, but unfortunately it looks like we do need to gear some other characters up today. We are doing some splits. If you're able to help out with the splits, it looks like we're doing 2 runs from Sick Round through to Court. You can find that in the group finder under Echo Split. So do go and find that. If you can help out, awesome. That'll be very, very much needed. The quicker they do those runs, the quicker we can go in on Mythic.
Absolutely. That's what I was about to say as well. If we get the splits done as fast as possible, we can go back into Mythic.
Well, they need to as well, because Liquid pulling on ahead, getting down Brutus, and as well working on Kaiveza, who looks to be harder than Brutus somehow.
That looks like such a tight DPS check, that fight. I think it was like 7 billion, 7, I don't know, the rats involved apparently.
Some,
crazy HP.
Load of rats, tons of 7s, very scary. No, really, one of the most anticipated fights in the raid for me is Kaiveza as well as the Silken Court. With Brood Twister, according to some really stupid caster, said that it'll be a single pull boss. So
who said that?
Don't know. Unfortunately, that information's lost to time.
You know, yeah, we'll never know.
We'll never
but you know
know.
what looks really funny? The fact that the first 4 were, well, Liquid one-shot the first 4. Echo one-shot, apart from Brashnan, where it was 2 pulls.
They're 2-shot, yep.
And then, so you just see the 1-1-1, 1 or 1-1-1-2, and then you just see 120. There was 120 pulls for Liquid to down Brood Twister, and that just really amused me looking at it.
A little bit of a spike, one could say. Yes, a little bit of a spike. I must admit, if you are a good guild that maybe plays like 3 days a week or something, I think there's a very real chance that you clear the first 3 this week, and then you're like,
oh no.
Uh-oh, I haven't got anything going on anymore. You know, it's just, that's it.
It's quite a jump.
There's like, is there any point in playing Brood Twister? Like, Liquid killed it with an item level of 621. I saw that Ethical got
an excellent point, actually.
Yeah, Ethical got to it, which is a very, very good guild. They're not on the leaderboard right now, but like yesterday they were like 2nd at some point or something like that. An amazing guild that I don't think plays a hell of a lot. They got there with 613 item level. It's like,
what do we do?
Well, unluck. We've played too well, but we haven't played enough splits. So it's one of those things that I assume they'll just be going off and doing some Mythic Plus and maybe doing some heroic runs just to see how far they can get. But yeah, it's certainly a giant jump up in difficulty. But yeah, the difference in item level between Liquid and well, you can see Liquid's. I think they killed it with 621.7. Well, something like that at least. Whereas Echo, we're not even in the 620s yet.
No, I think they're still holding. not fully committing to there might be some upgrades. I think, was it last expansion? Was it in Amir still?
Oh
where they
god,
didn't
yeah.
fully send all of their upgrades on their gear, and they didn't have everything in place quite yet. And they did it quite very late on into the raid tier.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me. It was like, frac down to 2%, and it's like, hold.
Okay,
Need to upgrade my gear.
Now we send.
Now we set. I think we might be using this comp. Now, Echo known for keeping as much of their power in hand as possible, waiting to make sure that they use it in the most efficient way. Because there's nothing worse than, I say that we send everything and get Brood Twister down now. Say that as, I don't know, as a plate wearer, there's a good set of shoulders that drop a Brood Twister. I don't know if there is. There probably isn't. But say there is. And I go and upgrade my shoulders, and then the shoulders drop. And it's just like, well, that was a waste of my resources where really I could have put that into a different piece. You know what I mean? That's something that they're very, apprehensive. They do not want to waste any of their power, because if it means that it takes a little bit longer to get to that point, but it actually allows them to get a kill before the reset, as an example, by really doing that crazy min-max, something that they did on Sylvanas, as an example, back in Sanctum of Domination. That min-max was there for them, because they took their time and because they were quite stingy, so to speak, on how they used their upgrades.
Yeah, it absolutely pays off. And we're all in this for the late game, right? It comes down to whoever clears the entire raid first. So it comes down to the last boss, and you do have these tough bosses in between. The penultimate boss usually providing quite a challenge, and then there being maybe a wall as well, which could be Brood Twister, could be Kaiveza. So they definitely do hold out and save a lot of their energy, resources, until they get to the later end of the fight. But what's also quite interesting is the completely different damage profiles that the various fights require, right? When you look at something like Brood Twister, that is so much AoE, and then you look at something like Kaiveza, which is just pure single target. They are extremely different fights that are going to require completely different damage profiles, potentially completely different classes. Well, not potentially. I think guaranteed there is going to be such a different composition from Brood Twister to Kaiveza, and both potentially being such tight damage checks as well, requiring different damage profiles. So that's also something to consider.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's having a wide selection of classes, very well geared classes as well, is going to be key for the top guilds here. Having the capability of saying, we want a crazy AoE comp, let's have 4 Frost DKs. We have that available, although maybe that's going a little overboard, because it seems like that's been dialed back by the only guild that's killed it right now, Liquid, where they did use 4 DKs, but 2 of them were blood. We want to be able to run 3 Fury Warriors. Then they have that available. I'm pretty sure they could go over 3 if they wanted to. They have those choices available to them so that they can, match their damage profile to what the bosses are most vulnerable to. So we will see exactly how that all plays out, whether or not they have done sufficient prep. Well, the answer is no, because they're doing more prep now. So we are going to be sending a little bit more.
There's always more to do. There's always more characters to gear. That's Scribe's favourite thing of, like, I know we have 8 DKs. What if we had 9?
Yes, it's a super normal thing as well to do prep in the morning. We were speaking about it a little bit earlier. Oh, I think I was just yapping about the idea of
professional yappers.
I do yap. That is true. That I'm known for my yapping. But yes, the whole
Yap
idea.
boss Alex.
Yap boss. Damn. About the idea that you. Oh God, I can use my words. I'm a professional yapper. That you are. I'm waking up in the morning, trying to get everything moving, warming up, so you're ready that when you jump in on Brood Twister, you're actually in a good place to place, because you've just done some Mythic Plus, a little bit of heroic. See? Warming up.
No,
That's what I
good.
also need to do.
See, I would have helped you out, but I also wasn't listening to what you said.
Oh.
So I left you to...
That's normal. That's normal. There's
I
a lot of
listen
yap.
to everything you say, Alex, and I take it...
It's a waste of time. Waste of precious resources. Wouldn't do that.
No, definitely not. Your guides back in the day got us to victory, okay? I would have never been able to kill raid bosses without your guides.
Just read the dungeon journal. It's just
No,
lazy at this point.
I've done that for Queen Ansarak, and I still don't know what's going on.
In all fairness, Queen Ansarak's dungeon journal is like some sort of biblical tome in terms of its length. Very confusing. It's like reading some sort of engineering plan for some sort of eldritch machine. It's like, what the hell is going on?
I keep reading it, and it just somehow gets worse.
Yeah, each time I read it, I swear they add more and more nested abilities within more abilities.
There's more froth, more foam.
How, okay, so the venomous froth makes a venomous foam, which is then
frothy.
acidic foam froth that is acid with a debuff of vulnerability called acid, but that's not the same acid that's on the floor because that's acidic acid.
Then we get digested.
And then I just wake up and I'm like covered in, I've had a nosebleed. Days have gone by. I'm in a different country. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that's my experience of the Dungeon Journal. So yeah, just do that if you're struggling.
Okay.
Just read the Dungeon Journal. It's there to help you.
I feel very enlightened. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Oh man.
So just looking at this little player POV just below us here. It's very cute there.
Oh. How to froth milk for lattes and cappuccinos.
All right, so let's see if we can study this and plan for Queen Ansarak.
Okay.
All right. How to froth milk for lattes and cappuccinos without a machine or steam.
I don't know if the stream. I had one of those when I was younger. Those little, they kind of do an aero latte. Other brands are available. What's it going to do?
All right.
Okay, write it down. You need batteries, 2 of them, AA. You don't have to use the Duracell ones. Once again, other batteries are also available.
Okay, so we need splits for batteries.
We do need battery
to do
splits.
The supermarket split runs.
I don't know if the stream is hearing the audio from this, or if we're all just watching this. Okay, no audio allowed. So this is a really important part that when you turn up.
What is this?
This is a 6-minute video on how to froth up some milk. Yeah, I know, but it's not.
Real tech.
We got told by production.
All right, so we need
it's a real thing. Is it a 6-minute long real thing? Like just shove the thing in. And just okay. This is going wrong. Okay, there you go.
All right, here we go.
Don't
we
just
need to
put
whip
it.
the egg.
He's doing it. Go on.
Hold.
Come on. What is this tease? Just do it.
Is it happening?
Stop! He's just hovering over the top. I can't take it. This is too much. Oh, it's going.
No, it's not.
It's still not it. Oh, it's going. Hooray! What is happening?
This is a very complex rotation.
God.
All right, spin to win, Warriors.
Why are we watching this?
All right, so we need to actually.
Yeah, there we go, and then it turns into acid. There we go.
All right, so this is your Mythic Ansarak guide.
I don't know why he was like. It was like teasing. Just like, am I going to put it in?
The venom.
Oh man, this is 6 minutes. Damn,
right, so
he's still going.
6 minutes confirmed.
Just.
Oh.
Hold.
Oh. Ooh.
I don't even like coffee.
What?
There's the frothy acid.
And we.
Honestly, I learned more about Ansarak from that video than I did from the Dungeon Journal. So.
Oh, that's very insightful. All right, froth the foam.
The guy was like teasing.
For 6 minutes.
Don't you think? He was just like, put it. Unbelievable. Mythic Plus, yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone, to Mythic Plus.
Oh, my goodness.
Yay.
It's a thing.
I mean, they completely revamped Mythic Plus for this expansion.
What do you think about those changes? I guess we could talk about the changes first, actually. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the changes are we have removed a lot, pretty much all of the previous affixes. No more sanguine. Bye-bye. No more bolstering. Bye-bye.
That's
Won't
good.
Miss you. Yeah, all the previous affixes are gone. So now, at a +2, you will gain Xal'atath's. I can't remember the exact wording, but you essentially get a. Is it Xal'atath's favor?
Sorry to interrupt. Did you say Mara's? Can we go back to Mara's real quick? Do you notice what class he's on?
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like they're going the double blood DK route. There we go. Makes sense.
It does make sense.
Bit of egg on their face, I think, for maybe not jumping to that. Yeah,
That
I'm
might
sure
be
they
what the
do.
splits are for, because if they do remove the Brewmaster tank,
They
right,
do need
let's
to
say
get a
they
Windwalker
opt
from
for the
somewhere.
two. Yeah, they need to get the Mystic Touch from somewhere. That's going to be really important in this
Especially
melee
that
heavy
many, warriors.
comp. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, we're talking about Mythic Plus.
I love it.
Don't have the changes.
I love how we're in Siege of Borealis when I said that. It's like, oh, yay, we love bringing back old content, not letting it die. We should let Siege of Borealis die.
You don't like Siege of Borealis?
So I played Alliance side, which was
Everyone plays Alliance side
Terror.
now.
Yes. Yes, they do.
So everyone has to go through it.
It's not my favorite dungeon. It's just, it was very difficult, very challenging. Back in the day, I used to really not look forward to pugging it.
I still don't know what the Alliance route is at the beginning, because of course this dungeon has a slightly different start depending on what faction you're on. But now everyone, regardless of faction, is going through the Alliance side.
Is it the Marauders? They have, or the Raiders? They have like this iron hook that just randomly yanks somebody in before doing an AOE on the ground. And,
I
it does
remember that.
So much damage. On a high enough key, it just basically would one-shot you. So you have to be so careful about it. I think it was something like you could outrange it, so you'd have to have people who could tank it be close in case it picked them. And yeah, it was just a lot harder. There's multiple trash mobs at the start of the Alliance side that are a pain.
That fear used to be a flat AoE. Now, no, like as in it would just line of sight. Anyone within line of sight would get feared, right? Now it seems to be an AoE around the mob. Or was it always an AoE around the mob?
Actually, I think you might be right.
I remember
in very
hiding.
Early iterations, it may have been a line of sight fear, because that does ring a bell, but they must have changed that, because when I was doing most of my Mythic Plus pushing, it was definitely on the ground. Yeah, maybe that was like early on into the expansion. It used to be.
Or maybe you could line of sight the AoE. So like you could stay within the AoE, we just needed to duck around the corner or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It could have been that, but there was definitely some shenanigans in that way. But we was talking about the changes.
Yes.
So you essentially get, I don't know if Xalatas Favor, I don't remember the exact word I was saying.
Yeah.
Which will change on a week-to-week basis, and that is essentially your affixes now. So the one that's up at the moment is she will spawn orbs, and they are very similar to the Razageth orbs. So you can interrupt them, you can spell steal them, or mass dispel them, purge them.
Yep. Any sort of CC or disruption effect.
Yeah, any sort of CC will consume it, granting you the buff, and it's a stacking buff. And if you don't consume them, the enemies gain that buff instead.
And a more powerful version of it, indeed.
Yeah, so it's kind of like so you can see the orbs there, or very quickly vanish. But so it's kind of the Kiss Curse thing, and that's going to be a rotating affix. So I think there's 6 of them. So even though that's this week's one, it will change next week. And that's a +2. So then at a +4, you will also gain Tyrannical or Fortified, which will swap week to week.
Which is obviously just really baseline. Fortified, for people who don't know, increasing add health and damage. Tyrannical, increasing boss health and damage.
Absolutely. And then on a +7, you will be granted Challenger's Peril, I think is the exact wording. Apologies.
Something like, doesn't it make it so that when you die, it adds way more time to it?
Yeah, so previously a death would deduct 5 seconds from the timer. So Challenger's Peril deducts 15 seconds to the timer, which is quite nasty, honestly.
Yeah.
That is extremely punishing. It's already super bad if you lose somebody, because, you know, if you are popping cooldowns, somebody dies, well, you've lost all of that damage in the pack. So that pack is going to take way longer. Also, the person has to run back. So you're already losing so much time as it is, and then on top of that you're also taking the 15 seconds on top of that. So I'm worried in higher keys that it's going to be a case of one death can set you back so much that it might just be over completely, which would be really sad to see, because I do think an element to really high end pushing is kind of reacting when something goes wrong. You know, if a kick's missed, we cover it with this, or we work together as a very coordinated team. And I love those moments of when like a small mistake is made, and you try and salvage it. So then at a +10, Sorry, I'm totally waffling on.
No,
with
keep going. It's
information
good.
here. At +10, you will gain the either fortified or tyrannical, the opposite of which one was active on the +4. So tyrannical and fortified will rotate on that +4. So one week will be tyrannical at +4, the next week will be fortified +4. But on the +10, you also gain the other one as well.
So
you'll
in
essentially
theory-
be playing with both.
Yeah, so like every week at +10, the bosses will always have the same health and damage, so will the
Yeah.
trash.
Yes.
Yeah, like I can get that. Like that. So hopefully that'll make it so that the dungeons are balanced a little bit better, because there were certainly some dungeons in previous, well, every single tier that's ever been, every single season of this game that we've had Mythic Plus in, where certain dungeons on a fortified week you're like, nope, not going there. And same with tyrannical. Sometimes tyrannical just flat out reduces. I just can't kill that boss. That boss is just way too
Yeah.
strong on this particular key that we
And
just
it can
don't
take
have
like
the
7
CDs for
minutes
it.
as well. It's
Yeah.
such a long time. They become harder than raid bosses or longer than raid bosses
And
as well.
with far less mechanical complexity, they can actually just get boring as well. No
Yeah.
memes. So, yeah, for me, they might as well not be fortified and tyrannical if they're both there. It just means everything does more health and has more health and damage. And it's like, okay. But it seems like basically they've reduced the affixes down to more punishing deaths. And this whole Xalatath comes in and spawns some orbs that you need to CC, or you have to intercept some orbs going towards some mobs. You know, just little bits and pieces, nothing too crazy. Just a small little affix that will give you a buff. But I believe once you go to a +12, they don't even give you buffs anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So once you get to the +12, you lose Xalatath. Says no, I'm not going to give you these kiss curse affixes anymore.
Just curse.
And just actively buffs the dungeon. I think it's just flat 20% extra.
Do you not have to do
health.
a Cosmic Ascensions or anything like that? I just thought that they didn't give you the buff. I could be wrong though.
No, I think you just get rid of that +2 affix style, and you just get the mobs having a flat outright health gain.
Damn.
As far as I remember.
Fair play.
But I think that is really positive, because I do think there's multiple levels of play, but in Mythic Plus or even raiding, I think you have kind of 2 avenues, right? You've got the people that are doing Mythic Plus for filling their vault, getting gear, fun as well, because we forget that this is a game and dungeons are fun.
No such thing as fun.
All right, fun not allowed.
We
But
are
then
here to gain item level, and that is all.
Absolutely. But so you have that area of keys where people are kind of just getting gear, filling their vault, and then you have the level of play where you have the unfortunately Perfecto getting caught by the second. Yeah, so actually this is a new change. The original Siege of Bralis, this fight only had one wave.
I was about to say, I don't remember that
charge
doubling.
across the arena, but they changed it to add another one.
That's cool.
Arguably, this boss doesn't have too much going on. I don't know why they changed it. I mean, let's just add more
I think
things.
they're making it more difficult. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
It's fun. No, a little bit more of a challenge. I don't think it's that challenging.
No, but it's
Just don't put any of the stuff by the fountain, and then just oh gosh.
it's
Why is he
it's a
moving
lot
so
of
slow
room
in that
denial.
water though?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is this? Oh, okay. We just climb on top of the statue.
Seems like a wise idea.
Little tiny gnome.
Yeah, Panda Disco.
Yeah.
Doing the Lord's work. Yeah, it's I've always been interested to see what a season of Mythic Plus would be like without any affixes, and I think this is the closest we're going to get.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the dungeons are going to stand by themselves. So I'm looking forward to trying out the season, because it's something that I've kind of advocated for, having a very light affix touch to see if the dungeons can just stand by themselves, whether or not that is enough for you to have full fun of it. Oh, I like how they spawned Xalatath there, making it so, did you see, because they're on top of the fountain? The little statue, you made it so she spawns like in a bit of a spot that you would similarly snap a mob to, so they're all spawned in one direct
I love how they're
location.
just playing on this statue. Wait, hang on a minute.
Can you
This
stay
would
up there the
completely
entire
nullify
time?
the fight. It depends if these
Yeah.
swirlies hit you. If those swirlies hit you, then let's see if the baits as well. Can they bait
I don't
puddles?
think the tank baits. That's why the tank can stay.
Okay, so just easy life.
There you go. But I imagine
yeah.
if you had Malady PS, they would not be particularly happy.
Yeah, well, I really love the fact that they are kind of treating Mythic Plus as 2 various levels of play. The farm keys or push keys, I actually think that it's gear keys and then push keys. So if people want to push the keys, see how high they can push the keys, playing for score, seeing how high they can push the keys up, I don't think that should be considered in the same bracket as people who are just gearing their characters or gearing their ults or filling the vault. I think they're two completely different mentalities, types of content, even though it's within the same content. So I really like the fact that they're separating out, let's say, the push keys from the gearing keys in terms of, right, you can push up, but you're going to have these things apply in that mode of play, but then it doesn't necessarily carry down, because so many times in Dragonflight especially, I felt like the dungeons were so overloaded with mechanics on top of all of the affixes, and even doing a weekly key is stressful at the best of times. The famous weekly no levers, really messy, they're not very coordinated, people aren't necessarily pressing all of their buttons, no interrupts, and then if an interrupt goes through, it can just be a knock-on effect of chaos, and you're just trying to fill up your vault, right? It's a lot of people can come home from work, just want to do a few keys to fill up the vault, have a bit of more relaxing time. So I don't think if you miss a kick in that area of play, it should one-shot somebody. But in a higher key where you're playing for the challenge, absolutely it should.
Yeah, I can understand that element of it. I also think that just because, like, I still think that if you're going to be doing +10s and you want to get the +10 loot from it, and you want to get that +10 vault, that you need to have a understanding, like a pretty solid, strong understanding. It shouldn't be like a baseline. Well, of course, 10's free. Nope, the 10 should have to be worked for a little bit. I think having a little bit of knowledge of the dungeon and doing it that fashion isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, having a mastery of the game in lots of different ways in order to get you gear. But I also understand if you want a raid log, then Mythic Plus can just be a bit of a pain. It is what it is. It's one of those things where, you know, you want to make sure that it's the content is engaging enough that it isn't just giving out free gear, because then what's the point? But also not too difficult that it's just a pain to actually have to do. You have to find that very, very sort of specific middle ground that can be difficult to find.
Yeah, and it almost felt a little bit at times is when they tried to tune PvP and PvE at the same time, where it's just completely different content, and you can't buff something or nerf something so that it goes across to PvP or PvE. I think they're very separate things. So I think it's nice to see the separation from the high-end push keys to, let's say, the gearing keys, even though they can be challenging. As you're saying, a +10 is no joke. That's still extremely difficult. It still requires a lot of dungeon knowledge and class knowledge. So it's not a walk in the park by no means.
It will become over time, obviously, as we start slapping harder. Eventually, as you get bigger health, and everything just melts that much quicker. +10, I imagine, within like a couple of weeks, when you got a nice enough gear from a few vaults and stuff, should be in a much more of an easy state for sure. But you're totally right. Right now, it's you even seeing these guys wipe to it when they're like in a pre-made, you know, when they're making mistakes as they're getting used to the dungeons as well. You got like some multi-time MDI champions here, you know, getting slapped about by a +10.
Oh, they have made a change to the tentacles where I think it's the demolishing terror tentacle here now does a knockback. This slam will now knock people back, as you can see. This was so annoying.
I also like the way that they have come back to this instance and still made it so that when you charge the tentacle, you can sometimes go in the water. Wonderful.
Yeah, this platform is so tiny.
I remember doing this as a hunter, and it was so annoying with your pets as well. Like the AI, the pets would just not be very happy. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, the BM hunter. Yeah, your pet's struggling to reach the tentacle. Did you have to resummon them?
No, you had to like manually move them around and things like that. It wasn't great. Yeah, it very similar to the Carapace of N'Zoth. Anyone who did that fight.
Oh, I remember the hunter.
It does feel like sometimes they forget to test pet AI, or they see that the pet AI is screwed up and go, "Well, unluck, moving on." Yeah, that has happened sometimes. I know on Rashanan. On the PTR, the platform was completely screwed up, but they fixed that now before it got to live, so that's good. I know that I saw in a Dratnos video that the charges and whatnot were all a bit screwed up. People, you know, you charge towards the boss, but you actually end up going like around in like 10 different circles and some strange sort of geometric shapes before you reach the boss, and people's pets getting stuck and all sorts. A lot of path not available.
Oh no.
That kind of stuff, yeah. It can happen with bosses, for sure. There we go.
That first time.
Easy.
Easy.
One shot.
Yep.
One kill.
Oh, the dispel knocking anyone in that little ring backwards as well. Wolf Disco getting caught just by it.
Nothing for Wolf Disco here. I don't know if he's after anything specific from this instance. He might be here for somebody else instead.
Yeah, there's the spyglass that drops from this dungeon, which I know was highly sought after in BFA. I don't know if it's... There are so many trinkets that are really good this patch, so I'm not sure how it holds up in comparison to everything else.
It's one of the ones that I know that Agi users are quite happy about. I don't know if it's necessarily biz for everybody. There's also a very good Agi trinket from Grim Patrol, the one that has the on-use mastery. Which a lot of classes like. I think it's like on a 2-minute cooldown or 1.5-minute cooldown, so it lines up with a lot of CDs. You just big burst when you want it, but it's very dependent on the spec. But yeah, right now, if you're a strength or an Agi user, spam Grim Patrol for your trinkets. If you're an int user, generally go to Mists, and you'll be happy about your trinkets.
Speaking of Mists, looks like Echo are looking for some +2 Mist keys. If anybody has those available.
Trinket traders.
They are looking for trinket traders, which I imagine is the Unbound Changeling.
It's actually trying KT traders. Oh dear. Is what it is.
Shrink wrap traders.
Oh no. Yep, so it looks like we have got ourselves a little bit of a raid coming together, which is nice.
Yes, we are looking for... I don't know if they have all the players available.
I think they are a 30-man team. They're a 29-man team at the moment, but I imagine they'll be getting one more player in from... or they'll just become 29-man, but I'm assuming they'll get one more person in from the guild. They're just waiting for them to get in.
I'm not sure how many splits they're going to be running,
Who's
but you
in
can find
here?
out more information with !splits in the chat if you want to get involved.
I'm just wondering which character is in here that is actually here for the loot, I wonder.
Yeah, let's have a little spy.
We can't because
We
the
can
guild...
eliminate-
Oh, there we
We can
are.
eliminate
Hopeful's
Gingy.
coming in on his mage. Not sure if we're necessarily here for Hopeful. Who else? We've got Wall Life in here. I'm not sure if that's on his main though.
Let's have a look at
Canex is in on a druid. He might be going for a round of gear, honestly, because if they're going to be swapping to the double blood DK, which it looks like, then we want him to be doing damage, so we want him to have more item level, because I know his item level was kind of crap.
Yeah,
he did not have the highest eye level by any means, so maybe this will be a way of doing that. Yeah, and he's on Canex 80, which is the character that he was bringing to the...
Canex 80.
That's the name of the character.
The requirement of characters for the race is
It's gone
ridiculous.
a little out of hand, yeah. But,
rein it back in.
but yeah, Canex 80 was the character that was in on Brood Twister as a tank, so I imagine that he is here to get some gear himself, so hopefully he can slam. But we're running through a couple of splits. We're going to be doing Sikran through to the Queen's Court. Not Queen's Court, the Silken Court, excuse me. And we're going to be doing that twice. And then hopefully, with that done, might need to do an answer or two, but then we'll be jumping into Mythic. So just getting some early morning chores out the way. It looks like we're going to be doing some comp changes after seeing how successful Liquid were with their kill of Brood Twister.
Yeah, so Liquid got the kill on Brood Twister at the end of their day. So if Echo managed to get Brood Twister down today, that would put them in a very good standings. We will wait and see as they are filling out some last minute gear and potentially preparing some additional characters before going in, because not only is Brood Twister quite an extreme DPS check, let's say, especially with the ads, we have Nexus Princess Kaiveza up next, then Silken Court, then Queen Ansarac. So that is a lot of preparation, and that's where all of this is going to really come into fruition.
Yes, no, 100%. And one thing I'd like to talk about as well, Instant Dollars, shoutouts. I'm a big fan of Instant Dollars. You know, they're a guild that don't do the craziest, most degenerate stuff. They're much more of like, I don't think they're day raiding super hard or anything like that. But they do come in and consistently do very, very well, especially in Amidrasil as well. So them coming in and doing less pulls than Echo, yet they got to what looked to be roughly the same point in the fight where you're going into that last... I watched their best pull yesterday, and they got to that last point where was it? Just as you're going into phase 3, the third section. So they got to around that same area, boss a little bit lower. It's very impressive in less pools. So they've got great item level as well. Maybe Maybe they are doing some day rating stuff. Maybe I'm a little bit wrong on that. I should look into instant dollars again because I don't know if they've changed their strategy at all.
Instant dollars are an NA team made up of ex-Race World First raiders who don't necessarily want to have to do the splits and all the preparation that comes with the Race to World First. It can be very, very intense. So they have a lighter schedule while also being phenomenal gamers. So a very, very strong guild.
I actually want to find that out. Would it be? I'm going to Google it. I am actually going to look them up on Raider.io because I do actually want to see what they advertise as. I just want because maybe they've changed. You know, that's a very, very impressive item level. That's a very, very impressive set of progress.
It could be that they are putting a little bit more time into it because even though let's say they don't want to put as much time as the Race to World First requires. They're still doing extremely well, so they could be doing some splits even though they're taking it slightly easier.
So they do 7 nights, excuse me. They raid 7 nights, and they day raid the first Tuesday.
Oh,
so
okay.
But that's it. After
that,
that's a very that used to be quite a standard thing as well, like as in doing a day raid on the first day. I know that quite a lot of even guilds that aren't going for crazy ranks, it's still something that they like to do because they're very excited to go into the tier. It's just like, oh yeah, let's screw it, let's day raid. I've seen some like 2 or 3 day guilds on the first day say, yeah, we just day raid because we're really excited for it. And people book off time off work, and we all get in and we just play the hell out of the bosses and we have a great time. You know, so if that's what your guild wants to do, then hell yeah, do it.
Yeah, I know when the Savage tier came out for FF14, the week 1 clear was very highly sought after. People get very excited about it, and people take days off work for the new expansion, and we'll have that week 1 raiding as well. So yeah, raiding is really fun, and taking time for it, doing something you really enjoy is fantastic. But yeah, Instant Dollars not necessarily wanting to commit to the full day raiding every day.
Gamers in the chat, we need Sikran helpers. I assume they're slamming it for the next. So if you can help out whilst this is going on, they're also going to just be killing Sikran several times, because why the hell not? If you can help out, do check out the group finder. Look for Echo in the raid group finder. And come help out on the splits if you can, if you've got a character suitable for it, and you don't mind giving up the loot for Sikran indeed. So shoutouts, if you can help out, awesome. If not, then fair play. But if you do find yourself chilling out on this Friday morning, or maybe in a work meeting, so to speak, then feel free to pop along. It's a nice and easy boss, and yeah, you'll be helping out the gang.
Don't mean to brag, but I have 597 item level. I think I can turn up and show everyone how to play.
In all fairness, on Sikran, that'll be absolutely fine. My character's 597 as well, but I haven't really done anything this week yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to do more Mythic Plus. I did some Myths yesterday. Me and Medic were doing some Mythic Plus because he's been learning that area of content. He's been raiding for the first time, picking up WoW, playing it properly for the first time as well, raiding, and we did some Mythic Plus yesterday, which was very nice.
Yeah, it's really, because it's quite funny with Medic as well. He's come in and he's got a lot of really in-depth knowledge, but then there's some things as well where it kind of catches me off guard because it's something that we all take for granted, you know? Like even just instantly being able to see, at a glance, you know exactly what class that is based on the color in the raid frames. Just instantly. And that's something that I didn't even consider would be something that, you know, as someone who's a bit more, like, new to the game, that might take you a little bit of time to kind of do. It's something
that's very true, actually, yeah.
It's like, oh, is that a hunter, or is that an evoker, or is that a monk? And I'm like, well, obviously, that's that, and that. But, like, that's not something, if you come into the game fresh, that you would easily be able to identify, right?
Yeah.
So, it's been fun. It's been fun learning some bits and pieces. It brings you back to reality a little bit, rather than me sat there just like, oh, in the weeds, looking at all these different logs and trying to work everything out. Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of reflect on some
Yeah,
basics.
it's very helpful because there's actually so many people who watch the race who have never played WoW, who did play WoW, may not have played for a while. There are so many out there watching. So it's good to go through even the basics, let's say, that's something that we're so ingrained with, and have a little bit, something that we wouldn't necessarily think to talk about.
Well, especially because sometimes
something that is very important.
Oh, sometimes we'll be talking shop, and it's like we're talking in some sort of code. It's like we're speaking the dungeon journal to one another.
Yeah, oh god,
frothing that milk. Oh man.
All right, when we get we get to Queen Ansarac, we have to make sure
We're just going to have that milk all over the fucking screen in all the corners. Damn. That's no good. That's no good at all. So yes, just to fill you in, if you are just tuning into the stream, welcome. We are getting ourselves ready on this fine Mythic Day 3 morning, getting some split runs in as they are gearing some characters after Liquid have very successfully taken down the Brood Twister, boss number 5, with a comp that looked a little bit different to Echo. So I think Echo is playing a little bit of catch-up, making sure that the characters that they bring are going to be similar, or at least close to, or in a comparable fashion to Liquid's comp. Once the boss has died, there's no point struggling with a comp that is very, very different. Probably best to pivot and make sure that you've got a comp that will be able to kill the boss. So they're going to be looking to get 2 Blood DKs on the go. Probably get Canex a little bit of Luke as he's moving away from that Guardian Druid more towards the Balanced Druid for this particular fight. So lots of little bits and pieces to do, and that's what they're spending their morning doing before we jump into Brood Twister, in which I imagine won't be much longer than around 45 minutes or so. Maybe in an hour. We will see.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know if this is just because I've watched it and haven't played it, but I feel like Brood Twister is just such a great fight. It's such a spectacle, especially when I was watching Liquid pull it. Well, it would have been the early hours of the morning. I think they killed it around 5:30 a.m. our time.
Yeah,
so it was right at the end of their day.
It was really weird. I woke up in the middle of, I woke up this morning at at 5:30-ish. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I was like, oh. As a caster, I don't know if anyone else is like this anyway. The first thing I do when I wake up is I check Raider.io. And
yeah, just have like a little recap.
I see the recap because it's all very good up-to-date news. On it, if you don't want to, especially if you've just woken up, you don't necessarily want to watch the stream straight away, because you have to kind of decipher things. So I was like, oh, do I wake up? Do I check it? Literally, I don't know, there was something in me. It's like, I think something's happened. I checked my phone 2 minutes ago. Liquid had killed it. I was like, wow, crazy stuff. Absolutely mad that it died in such a long amount of time, though. 120 pulls on that boss.
120 pulls, I know.
5th boss, 120 pulls? What is this? I wonder if Converse is going to be anything like it, because it feels like once you've got a set pattern for how you deal with the ads, it's a much more repetitive fight. It depends on how rough the removal of the death masks are, that red aura around the ads. It depends on how difficult that element of it is. But it does feel that once maybe you have a strategy in place, it's purely a numerical fight where you just need to do some really big pump. So I guess we'll find out as to how tough that is.
If the damage check is extremely tight, which it is, I think it adds up for everybody in the raid needing to do, around 1.3 or 1.4 million damage across the whole raid. In order to make that DPS check. I have to double check that. There was talks of that. Yeah, that is a lot, right? Especially in the intermission where you have the shadowy blaze lines going out, you have the pizza slices. So trying to optimize damage in such a chaotic moment of the fight, I think, is where a lot of the progression is going to be, potentially.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Just being able to
check your details mid-pull.
Yeah, very important. That fight it feels like a fight that's actually going to be relatively easy to see the enrage on, because there is no damage check in that fight. Like, if you think about Brood Twister as an example, you can't see the enrage unless you get rid of all of the ads on the way to it. You know what I mean? Whereas in theory, if you just walk around correctly, the boss could be at 100% and you could be very happily seeing the boss do the enrage, right? You don't, in theory, need to even touch her. So if you just want to focus purely on movement, purely on that sort of execution to make sure that you deal with all the mechanics correctly, you could go in there with 2 tanks and 18 healers if you wanted to, and get to the end of the fight and see exactly how you wanted to play things out. Obviously, they wouldn't do that. That's a waste of, there's no reason not to start optimizing your damage whilst learning the fight. But that's why, damage isn't necessarily going to matter until we start seeing that enrage. Making sure that we got a proper strategy that really takes into account the crazy high health of the boss, I think, is going to be the #1 thing that the guilds are going to need to struggle with. Because, as I say, if they just kind of yellow it, then, not yellow it, if they go in with a, oh dear.
Oh, there will be a venom wave slowly going across all of the raid here.
Uh-oh.
Woo! Spirit
Link coming in.
Panic.
Good.
Panic buttons activate. The boss is on 2%, so it shouldn't have too much of an effect across the raid.
9 a.m. Rationans here in Germany, causing a hell of a lot of grief. So yes, sorry, I was rambling
No,
about
but you're
something.
right. With the Kai'Veza, fight like Kai'Veza, right? The boss, like, you could see the entire fight, but obviously right at the very end, when you hit that soft enrage, hard enrage, you are all going to die because the boss obviously is too high HP, right? But you can see, you can get to that point in the fight. Whereas, for example, with Brood Twister, if you don't make a damage check, the ad is going to live, and you are not going to be able to live to see further into the fight because the ads are going to overwhelm you, they're going to chase you down, or you're going to just run out of cooldowns, really. The spider tank ads lasting too long is going to absolutely annihilate your tank. The damage dealers may die from being infested.
Oh, yeah.
You have the worm casts that you have to take care of because you can't move them. So if you are lacking in damage there, you're not going to see further into the fight. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if you can just, once you got phase 1 down and you get that very, very clean, and then you get the intermission of the Starless Knight down, very, very clean on Kai'Veza, whether or not it's something that, oh, that's clicked now we just repeat it 2 more times and hopefully the boss is dead, or if it is, oh, the second phase 1 is really difficult. That third phase 1, when we're on that last cycle of the boss's mechanics, it really ramps up. Because in theory, we are getting more and more assassin ads each time. But on Mythic, it looks like you're starting with a lot of assassin ads. So I'm not even sure if the number increases. Something that we'll have to have a little bit of a look at.
you have all of them. It could be a case of on Heroic, you get 1 additional ad each time. But on Mythic, you have all of the ads. But
from
it's the
beginning sort of thing.
That increases each time.
You are right. The mark increase. It does increase each time. At least it did on Mythic difficulty on the PTR. So you might be right, actually. Start with all the ads. And then, the amount of red masks, death masks.
Yeah, the death masks. I
increases.
keep calling them marks, but they're masks. The ads have a red mask, and you have to run those through the boss.
The animation of it is way easier to see than it was on the PTR as well.
Oh, that's
I keep calling it PTR. It was the beta, but you know what I mean. During the testing.
Yeah.
100%. Well, as they are making their way over towards the next boss, I don't know about you, but I could do with a little bit of a refreshment myself. So let's throw it over and have a little bit of a listen in with Wave. We'll be back in a few moments to finish off the splits review and hopefully be jumping into Brood Twister. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I actually need this BOE on my Shadow Priest.
I'm a mage, and is it later on?
Can you guys try to invite? I'm posting in TeamSpeak. Slash invite everybody.
What the hell? How the hell did we get these guys? Are they not from upstairs?
Maybe it's the patrol one, right? Or the...
I think so. That's interesting.
Put a Summerstone down, get the last person here.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I can just quickly explain. Gonna be putting 4 world markers down, and you just need to look at what mark you're getting. And then you just walk to your mark pretty much. For the egg breaks, you get a little purple circle around you. Besides that, I mean, the boss goes to one of the catalysts or whatever you call it, and there's gonna be some dodges on the ground. And if you get a big circle on you, you need to walk out of the raid, and then you need to get dispelled by the healers. But make sure that healers, like especially the helpers, don't like randomly dispel. If you see someone outside by himself, you can dispel, but don't just do it based off the raid frame, right? Like look around, do it. You can also remove it if you have any kind of freedom yourself, but make sure you don't hit other people, then they get rooted. And the small skitterlings that spawn from the small eggs, make sure that everyone slams those. Stun them especially, slow them, kill them quickly, then everything becomes so much cleaner. So we're gonna get web soon, you can already pre-spread. Now watch feed here. After this AoE, we're gonna get our first egg breaks. Blues under the boss can be hard to see because he's fucking chunky. And then you see Red, purple, or green on the right side, guys. Make sure you look around, go to your mark. Look above your head and go to your mark. Blue under the boss, Demon Hunter. Good.
Perfect.
Now get ready to slam the smallies. Stun them, slow them, everything. And get out with the webs here. And make sure we kick the worms as well. Don't instantly dispel. Whoever just dispel immediately there, never do that again. And keep interrupting ranges. Good shit. There's new world markers already, you can see. Yeah, go out with these. And now egg breaks are coming. Look at the marks. Blue again, close to the boss.
Green on the left.
Green, go far. Someone yank him over there. D8, like a vote.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Fix.
Guys, it's not okay.
On the last one.
Yeah, anyway, slam them, yeah. We're fine. We can do all on this one. But still, get out with the webs here. Dispels.
These parasites here.
Yeah.
Can you mark?
I'm marking here. Alright guys, there's 4. It's a massive line, you see it. And there's gonna be a lot of...
Green has to go far.
Move the bosses
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Mechanics, you can raw these eggs. Now look. You see green on the very far right side, left behind the boss. Go, go. Mythical crit behind the boss. Go other way. Mythical crit. Someone yeet him over there.
Very good.
Alright, now we need kicks. We need... Yeah.
I'll take personal power.
Yeah. Kill the smallies. And then ranges, kill the... Like, focus the worms. Get rid of the worms on both sides.
Oh, see, he's gonna top me.
Okay, webs now. You can get out with these webs.
You played over earlier or something?
Go spider side.
Yeah. Marks are also up. You can already see it. Blue under the boss again. Can be hard to see because he's fucking big. And you see purple and red a little bit to our right. And then green is like in the corner on the ping. Spread out and look above your head and go to your marker immediately. Mechanics, you can raw these. Raw now. Go to your marks now, guys.
Very good.
Yeah, good job. The web's coming as well soon. You can already pre-spread and get out with them. Stun and slow the parasites, guys. AoE is down. Yeah. Don't get infested, guys. Do not get hit by the... Kite them under the boss if you're fixated. We're gonna get an infest coming soon. Kill them here. Finish these parasites. And then we're gonna switch over to the other side. You see the little square that I just made? Look at the marks. Egg breaks are coming soon. Make sure you go to them. Look above your head and go to your mark immediately. Go, go, go. No, no, blue, Remodora, you're already good. Go back, go back. You see the small eggs. Perfect. Alright, stun these smallies. Make sure we kick the worm as well.
We're
gonna get webs here. You can already spread. Get out with these. Get them.
One boss mini.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you just keep over everything and I'm not...
Yeah. I want no hero plays, okay? You have a marker and you go on top of it and you stand still. Don't react based on what other people do. Alright? We see purple under the boss, blue behind him, and red is in the corner. Green, you will be ready to back up in case someone fucks up, okay? Go, go, go. We're looking good. Go out with the webs. We kick the worm.
One boss.
Ooh, he's fucking broken.
Go out with the webs here, pre-spread.
True. Always knew that the monkey players were lying.
You guys are all so mean.
No, I said you're broken. You're only.
True as well.
Push is being mean.
Alright.
I've had enough of this body next to me.
No, take him out.
You're enabling him.
What?
What? Alright, we have good damage, guys. The next egg breaks, just don't hit anything. Just don't hit the raid members, of course, but don't break any eggs. That's good. Just be a little bit outside. Yeah, that's good. Smack the boss.
Then take boss damage as well.
Good job.
Great work, team.
And the boss damage looking good as well for the monkey.
That's a ring for it. That's fine though. And bracers. Raw.
God damn.
Gosh darn it.
This man stack.
Oh my gosh. This moonkin is back in
Holy
progress.
macaroni.
That goddamn tourist.
Okay.
Good fucking job, guys. Now it's time for Nexus Princess. Easy wall second.
Oh, we put it in the bag.
Oh no!
I ain't gonna need it.
No, no way.
Tank, come back. Oh, wait,
How is that possible?
Impossible.
His fucking dark seaman ability is doing a lot of damage.
What?
God damn. I'm probably getting hit by that.
It was.
Planning it on purpose. Yeah, that's usually also part of this trio. I'm just getting dust.
Getting hit by the ability on purpose.
Wait, Soda, you should lock a healer, I think, yeah? Can you lock a healer? Not a hunter?
I was asked to come on hunter, princess.
5 healing then, yeah?
Twice.
I mean, I guess.
Panic 80.
We just live, I guess.
Yeah. You want to?
I guess, I mean, sure.
But is this hunter your a main or what? Or why are you having a hunter?
It's potential reroll single target, I guess.
Single target reroll.
That's
what am I hearing? What am I hearing then?
What have we done?
It's curious.
Hey, caramba, dude.
Full reroll for one boss and then it's out. Every boss, half the team.
Yeah, you just have like 2 of each. You just fucking Ventus ruin every boss. Everyone has like 8 mains.
True, actually, man. So what did
quickly
you say?
reset the
I go
boss.
healer? And for safety, but we can also try it once.
It should be for safety. We're not gonna lose for damage, certainly.
Yeah, can go healer, can
Yeah. Main mechanic on this, similar as in normal. You're gonna be spawning some copies. If you get a little purple circle at the beginning of each phase, you go to one of the world markers for that. The difference on heroic compared to normal is that when you get hit by that, like 10 seconds later, you're gonna be shooting out balls. So what you wanna do is you wanna stay outside, wait until the balls explode, and then walk into the raid. If you get the first mechanic where you spawn the copies, the portals will also spawn as you shoot out the balls. So it's important that you're standing in between the world markers, because you're obviously going to get dragged by the portals. So you don't get dragged through them and die. You want to be dragged in between the gap. Let's summon Jager Bomb as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he's there. Oh, he's there. Second mechanic is the red arrows. If you get a red arrow line, you need to walk to the ad that is shooting to you and then face it outwards from the raid. Same thing there. If you get hit by that line, you will also shoot out balls. So people that get that on them, stay out, wait until the balls have been shot, and then come back into the raid. Wait, I'm doing quick extend. Sorry. Rebuff stamina for a new boy. Alright, Phantom's coming. If you get this on you, go to one of the world markers. Go, go, go. And the people that just got that, make sure you stay out. You're gonna shoot out balls in a second. You stand in between the gaps and don't get dragged into the portals. You're gonna get rifts here. And ball dodges. Don't get sucked in. Okay, now we're gonna get the dashes. You look at a big fucking red arrow. You go to that ad. You face it away from the raid. Go, go, go. Look at it. And remember, you need to stay out as well. Wait until the balls have been shot. Pinky, you also need to go out. Moonkin as well. Oh, well, the broccoli. Yeah, don't go into the raid before they've been shot out, okay? Whatever the rest of the raid was. Don't get dragged into the portals here. And we're gonna get dashes again. Look for the red arrow, go to the ad, face it away from the raid. Go, go, go.
Watch out.
Make sure you stay out as well. Wait until the balls have been shot. And then come back in afterwards. A lot of dodges here. Watch balls. We're gonna get portals again. Don't get sucked in.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're gonna go into the intermission. There's gonna be some pizza slices you need to dodge. And if you get a big blue line on you, don't move too much. Only dodge if necessary. Stand still and press a personal if you get it, okay? Mini can start off the phase with aim set. And while you can rally. Grizzly, you can put darkness down. And ignition, you can aim set as well. Guys, you're dying to this shit. Holy, haha, holy, you can aura mastery now. Alright, don't use any rests. Oh, we used, that's fine. Alright, we're gonna get phantoms here. We get one of these, go to one of the world markers. Make sure you stay out as well. It's also a good time to press a personal if you get that on you. Stay out for the balls. Don't get dragged into the portals. And dodge balls. We're gonna get the dashes again. Look for the red arrow. Go to your ad. Face it away from the raid. Go, go, go. Face it away from the raid. Good. Make sure you stay out as well. Wait until the balls have been shot before coming back in. Dodges here. A lot of dodges and balls. You can get jank is anking. Don't get sucked in. Dashes again. Look for the red arrow. Face it away from the raid.
Through the raid, watch out. Everybody who got hit gets out.
Yeah, everyone that got hit, get out.
Inside the raid.
Press a personal as well. Demodora, you can rally here. The health pot. No, watch a lot of shitty portals, okay? Watch out, play it safe here. Do not get so dragged in. Alright, intermission again, same as before. Don't move too much with the blue lines. If you get it on you, press a personal. Mini can AM set here. All shamans and druids use vigil and AG here. Damn it. Yeah, ignite. Ah, he died. Press personals here if you're dropping low.
Hello and welcome back to the Race to World. First here in the Nerub-ar Palace, day 3 of Mythic. My name is Alex from Fatballs TV and joining me is the wonderful Jordan as you are joining us for some splits.
Woo!
There we go. That's the noise we want to hear.
Content.
Yes, no, they are going a few splits right here in the morning, which is fair play as they have been shown some comps that they, well, obviously Liquid have killed Brood Twister, and they did it with a comp that I don't think Echo was entirely ready to copy, so that they have they're going out the way now, getting a bit of gear on Canex, maybe getting some gear on Mirrors as well on his Blood DK. So we'll see exactly what their plans are. We don't know exactly what's going on. They haven't told us nothing. We're purely guessing. But one thing we're not guessing about is that we do have a wonderful, wonderful man over on the Max Row Analysis desk. Joining us as well is Mr. Jeeth. How's it going?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Makeup today, unfortunately.
Ah.
But you always look pretty anyway.
Thank you so much, but after yesterday, I'll never be happy again unless I've got makeup on.
Well, in which case, we could just do it again.
Get your donations in.
It was really fun. Now, I hope that you guys will forgive me, but I thought that since maybe we're doing splits that people have seen before and aren't particularly interested in, it'd be a good time for some healer school. And we know from yesterday that chat prefers, by a margin of 3-1, healer talk over mage talk.
That is true. That was
we
a
know
name.
That's true.
Boo.
It did happen.
Yep, that was a poll. You guys voted. Since you like healer talk, we're going to do some healer talk. We've been seeing Preservation Evokers absolutely blasting on the meters, doing an ungodly amount of healing, particularly in burst moments. So I thought I'd give a little introduction to exactly how that works. Before I pull up the logs, which I've got for production to show you guys in a little bit, I want to give you kind of the pieces of the puzzle that are all working together. The first is Preservation Evokers coming into this expansion got hero talents, along with everyone else. One of those hero talent setups is called Flame Shaper. 2 pieces of the puzzle present in that Flame Shaper healer talent. It gives you 2 charges of a spell called Engulf, which heals a single target for a considerable amount of healing, increased by the number of hots on it. That doesn't really matter. The other thing it does is that if you have Dream Breath on the target you cast Engulf on, it consumes 4 seconds of the Dream Breath hot and explodes that based on how much healing was in that Dream Breath hot onto everyone around the target you cast the Engulf on. That's where the AoE healing is coming from.
Okay.
However, because the healing of that Engulf is based on how much the Dream Breath was healing for, there's another piece going on, which is that you can buff your Dream Breath by Verdant Embracing. There's a talent called Call of Ysera, which increases the healing of your Dream Breath if you cast Verdant Embrace first, which is otherwise basically just a single target triage heal. So the pieces here come together, you cast Verdant Embrace, then you cast Dream Breath, then you engulf the target that you have Dream Breath on, and it blows up for a lot of healing. Now, those are the basic pieces of the puzzles. I want to show this in action because it actually gets very, very clever. Okay?
Okay.
Here we have on the Warcraft logs, if production can pull it up, just a demonstration of Zotzi popping all of his healing at one point. Maybe you also want to do 4 million HPS, and I could make that number bigger if we came into the part where this is including setup, because I wanted to show you casts. This is the part with his engulfs, and we're looking at 7 million HPS over the course of about 20 or so seconds, the vast majority of which is 113 million from engulf, which is larger than any healing cooldown in the game. How does he do it? I can explain how. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here into the cast, and what I want to show you is some extremely clever tech, starting with a talent called Stasis. What Stasis does is it stores your next 3 spells cast for 30 seconds, and it's important to note the Verdant Embrace cooldown is only 18 seconds. It stores your next 3 casts for 30 seconds. You can pop it anytime in that 30 seconds, and then it sends them all out. What are we going to store? He's going to cast a Verdant Embrace before the Stasis, because we don't want to store that. Then we're going to cast a Dream Breath to which is buffed by the Verdant Embrace. And all he really cares about is hitting himself with the Dream Breath. Anyone else will do as well, but of course he's going to hit himself naturally, can't avoid it. And he's going to engulf himself because that way he knows he's engulfing a target with Dream Breath. So now that he's got the Verdant Embrace, which then buffs the Dream Breath that he casts in Stasis, he casts his engulfs. Now, that does this first little bit of engulf healing during the second or first wave of the healing absorbs. Now he's going to set it up so that he can pop another blast on the next wave of healing absorbs. How does he do it? The clever part here is that he's going to Verdant Embrace again before he pops the Stasis here. That That's because the first spell he cast after Stasis was Dream Breath, and this works. Because Verdant Embrace buffs your next Dream Breath, it counts with the Stasis Dream Breath. I actually went and verified this. This is the Ysera's buff.
Yeah.
This is the one from his first Verdant Embrace. He Verdant Embraced again, and the Dream Breath that he doesn't cast, the Stasis auto-casts for him, gets that buff, massively increasing the size of that subsequent Stasis procced Dream Breath, which is huge because then he also gets the Stasis to pop 2 subsequent engulfs automatically, which were otherwise on cooldown, for this enormous burst of healing following there. So some very clever tech, storing a Dream Breath plus 2 engulfs in a Stasis to get an additional Dream Breath plus 2 engulfs following the pop of the Stasis, and buffing each of those prior to Stasis cast with the Verdant Embrace to make the Dream Breath larger. The larger the Dream Breath, the larger the explosion from the engulf consuming that hot to blow up and heal everyone in the raid, and getting this ridiculous 113 million healing worth of engulfs with just 2 engulf casts duplicated through the Stasis. Stasis on a 90-second cooldown with 2 Evokers means you can use it every 45 seconds.
Damn.
That is an incredible amount of healing, and that lines
I
up
feel so much
nicely.
more learned now.
I'm cleverer.
It still feels like very much that the evokers are still combo based then, even with this flame build. What was it called? The Flame Shaper build?
Flame Shaper,
yeah.
yes.
So you're still doing a series of combos to make it so you're getting these crazy strong builds out. It just so happens that you're putting Dream Breath on yourself. Obviously, you have 2 engulf targets. We're engulfing 2 people. One of them's on yourself. Who's the other engulf going on, out of interest?
Yourself.
But that can only...
It consumes only 4 seconds.
Oh, it consumes 4 seconds of it. You're
4
entirely
seconds.
right,
It doesn't consume the entire thing.
I thought it removed the entire thing. Oh, so if you can just double proc it on yourself? Oh, that's easy then. You can do that every single time.
Yeah. And
Nice.
It's fairly easy to set up because you're automatically going to get the Dream Breath on yourself. You're casting everything at yourself. You don't have to worry about who you're picking for your target. The only hard part is setting it up, kind of like a Disc Priest used to do, and it still does in some ways. But you need to make sure that the sequence is correct. If you Stasis before the Verdant Embrace, you're going to lose one of your engulfs because it only stores 3 spells. If you don't Verdant Embrace before your Dream Breath, then it's not going to be buffed, and your engulfs are going to be much smaller. So it's a little bit it's a little bit nitpicky. You have to do it right. But if you do it right, and it's not terribly difficult to execute, then you get an enormous amount of healing as your reward. In between, their healing looks very different, right? This is a combo-based setup that's only possible because of that hero talent. In between, their healing looks a lot more like it did in Dragonflight. You're applying Echo to as many people as you can, and then duplicating your biggest heals through the Echo. You have Echo casts, and then Temporal Anomaly, the big golden ball we see flying through the air, also applying an Echo. And then you can cast a Verdant Embrace, heals everyone with Echo. You can cast a Spirit Bloom, which is very powerful on its own. You can cast Reversion, which then heals everyone with Echo. These are your bread and butter outside of the I'm going to heal all that's needed for the next 20 seconds combos.
It's insane how much healing it does. It seems like, well, I thought it was going to be one of those healing specs that just kind of busted in a 30-man situation. Back when you used to run Salvation, I don't know if you still roll Salvation on Holy Priest, but they used to be the kings of splits just because of how much healing they would do, and then obviously everyone switches over to this. So it's good to see that Preservation still kicking ass, even in 20-man content.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for that, Jesse.
Has so much healing requirement as well, so it's very cool to see that, a little bit of tech.
I was reluctant to pull you guys away from splits, but I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to break in on that extremely important content and talk about the healing happening in the raid. We're going to continue to see it for a while, but now I can let all of you return to the important content.
Splits.
Hell yeah.
No, I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Jesse, over on the Max Roll analysis desk as we are returning over to the splits. I was wondering how that build worked. No meme.
Yeah, because you play.
Yeah, I've done Chrono Warden, which is a really fun build because your glide ability, where you shift over and you can cast on the move, that turns into a blink, which is very neat. But I haven't gone into the Flame Shaper build just yet. That's something to look into. It looks very strong for raid. I don't know if you're going to be necessarily using it too much in Mythic Plus, but who knows? Who knows?
I'm going to engulf everyone.
I don't know how strong Engulf is in a 5-man setting, if I'm honest. Things to learn. This game is so deep, so many different aspects of it going on.
The iceberg of WoW.
Oh, yes. It does go on for a long old time, but as you can see here,
we are practicing on heroic.
Yes, we have got a little bit of a heroic split going on right now. The group doing their very best to get through this as soon as possible. Do not worry, we will be going into Mythic today. I have been told that hopefully they're looking to have maybe Brew Twister down by lunchtime, which would be good news for us. considering that's when we finish our shift. So it'll be nice to see the boss die. Or at least get some pulls in.
Hang on a minute. Please.
Please, one pull. But no, it is one of those things where it comes to the race to world first, where character preparation and making sure your characters are as strong as they possibly can be is going to be the thing that takes you over the finish line. It's not the most fancy. It isn't the most exciting part of the race, but it is a very, very important aspect of it. So we're going to be doing this as soon as we possibly can. I do believe that there are some splits still going on production. Do we actually need more helpers for Sikran runs? Okay, we haven't heard anything from Just Wait, so perhaps those are all fill up at the moment. But if you are about and just kind of hanging around in game, maybe flying around a main city. What's the name of the new main city? I keep forgetting its name.
Dornagal.
Dornagal, yes. If you're just flying around in circles there, which is something that I'm basically doing all the time.
There's no fountain to run around in circles.
Do you run around that fountain in Valdrakken?
Yeah.
I just flew all the time,
yes,
always
so
flying.
Kind of flew, but then I would accidentally crash into the floor multiple times. Or just press or jump up and get stuck in a tree, which has happened a lot. Medic will look over at my monitor and I'm just in a tree again. It's like, oh no. Did you try dragon or skywriting again? Yeah.
I love skywriting. It's one of the a surprisingly fun feature like that they brought into the game. I thought they would be like, oh yeah, whatever. But oh, great.
It is good.
Very, very good.
Very engaging. I think it's nice to have the choice of regular flying, just in case you want to just put your auto fly on and or go FK. I know you can use the flight point, but sometimes there are places you want to go that aren't necessarily close to a flight point. So it's nice having the option where you can just fly, or you can have your flight be a little bit more engaging, a bit more of a mini game, and use the skyriding.
Oh, you're entirely right. It's good fun. It's a nice thing to have. The way that they incorporated it into the dungeon in Dragonflight even. What's the name of the dungeon? The one we were flying around.
Offensive?
Yes, Not Good Offensive. I thought was, pretty good. It was not necessarily, it was just flying from one place to another. But I think the way they've done it in the Dawnbreaker is even better. Like the fact that you do it during combat, come up and go back down in a way that isn't like you're losing out on damage because the boss goes immune at that point anyway. So you just do a quick fly up and a quick fly back down.
Yeah.
And the way you have to navigate this space, I think, it's pretty cool. It's not so bad.
When I used to do Not Good Offensive, my Mythic Plus tank didn't get any of the glyphs for dragon riding at the time.
Oh no.
He would just be like, I'll be there in a second. Don't worry.
Summon him. Just summon him.
Carry him on our backs is the funniest thing.
No.
Like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm not getting the glyphs. I'm just, summon.
They think this is Gingy's group, isn't it? Yes. This group has indeed done everything apart from the Silken Court, so I think this is the last boss that they're going to be jumping into for this run. Whether or not that means this is going to be the last run and then we're going into Mythic, I do not know.
Ooh, yeah.
But they do
need
need to.
Splits we're doing.
They do need to, keep the pace in mind. Yes, of course, the whole race is a marathon, as you very rightfully put, a marathon, but not a sprint. We have to focus on the long term. Goals of the raid, but
especially if they need to pull out unexpected classes and comps, right? As we're seeing on Brew Twister.
But keeping a pace and keeping close to Liquid and Liquid's progress is obviously something that is maybe not super important right this second. It's not like Liquid are going straight into the last boss, but it's good for morale knowing that you are keeping up at least. If it's very important that Echo do get Brew Twister down today. If they don't manage to get it down today, then we're going to be in a bit of despair, I imagine. Unless we spend the whole day doing splits and doing prep, in which case that's a different strategy. But if we do follow Liquid's overall pace, or we do the very similar actions to what Liquid did, and we still don't get the boss down, then obviously we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Something we definitely want to avoid. We want to be doing our best to be keeping up, maybe overtake. I do believe that any time that Echo has got a kill above Liquid, they've actually won that particular race as well. Not like as in they're a few percentage points ahead, as in the actual boss has died. So I think in Sanctum of Domination, that was Painsmith.
They killed the point where they overtake.
Yes, although they even got overtaken again afterwards, but the fact that they got Painsmith before, there was a point where Echo was on top, an entire boss ahead of Liquid, has always led to Echo eventually winning that tier anyway. Doesn't mean that they have to do that. Obviously, in a Idrisil, Echo at no point overtaking Liquid in terms of boss kills. Only at the very, very end where they managed to squeak by. But it would be cool. Who knows? If Echo managed to get Brew Twister down in good time, they can spend some real solid hours on Kaiveza. If Kaiveza is in a killable state, then who knows? We get to see what strategy they use. We might be looking at a very, very tight race, maybe even a little bit of overtaking action, which could be very exciting.
Yeah, so Liquid just ended their day 3 of Mythic. They got Brood Twister down in the evening their time. So let's see if we're talking about, let's say, matching pace. If Echo can get Brood Twister down at the very end of their day 3, then that would be very good for them. But as we were saying, it's not always an indication of how things are going, right? In a Idrisil, Echo did spend a little bit longer on Tindral, but then ended up winning that race, getting Farak down first. So there is a lot of back and forth between the guilds. Yeah, it really could go anyway. We're only on boss 5. It could be that Echo clear Kaiveza much faster, and then Liquid clears Silken Court much quicker. And that back and forth makes it very thrilling. I love seeing the guilds battle it out. Makes the race so much fun.
Yeah, and of course, Instant Dollars right now are ahead of Echo even, but I imagine Instant Dollars normally doing incredibly well at the very beginning of a tier as they do slam on through. But as their, their day raiding comes to an end and they're only doing those night raids, they do generally fall back behind a little bit just purely because of the time put in. Of course, Instant Dollars, an amazing, amazing group. But Jesse, as we're going into this Silken Court pool, which we've seen on Heroic a multitude of times, it seems that you have something for us.
Well, I thought we could continue school if we wanted. I don't want to interrupt the heroic splits, but
I
if
think
you guys
we
are
can manage
willing to
without
indulge
it.
a healer talking about more healer things instead, I know that's a
what's worse,
difficult
healer talk or
choice.
splits.
Well, for the 10% of chat that enjoys this content, I think it's worth doing.
Hold on, I'll get cozy. Right.
Yeah, we need blankie time.
Okay, blankie time. Okay.
I have pulled up some logs to look at again as we go through this.
I'm ready.
This is interesting, right? This entire comp on the Brood Twister is really, really interesting because typically on a hard boss, you're looking at extraordinary high value assigned to damage reduction cooldowns. One of the reasons why Holy Paladin and Discipline Priest have been dominant for so many expansions, because the primary way that Blizzard has made encounters very difficult is by having dangerous overlaps of extraordinarily spiky damage that you require Devotion Aura, Aura Mastery, barriers, AMZs, DR to survive. And that's what we've seen on most bosses most of the time. Brood Twister is really interesting, and you're seeing a comp with no Discipline Priest, everyone's playing Holy instead, with no Holy Paladin, then it's playing Ret instead. What are we doing without those cooldowns? It's because I think Blizzard was actually fairly clever with this boss. Most of the damage you take in this fight is actually fairly consistent. We can look at that on the logs. I've pulled up a chart of the damage taken, and you see this very almost flat-ish line hovering around the 5 million mark until everything goes wrong when they die. Around 5 million damage taken per second. But we know from the healing that we're spiking up to 15 million HPS periodically. Why is that? Obviously, because of those healing absorbs, which can't be mitigated. Part of the damage is coming in, threatening your life at all times. But the reason it's threatening is because you have your entire health bar covered in a healing absorb. You can't recover any health while you're being hit by this relatively light damage. So mitigation has massively reduced value, and pure HPS has massively increased value. Here you can see the actual healing absorbs being applied. This is absorbed healing. Of course, most of that being healed through Consume Flame, which is what the Engulf Flame is doing. It's consuming the Dream Breath and exploding around for healing.
Gotcha.
That's how they're healing off those large healing absorbs. But the fact that it's largely flatline damage massively reduces the value of those DRs, making the Aura Mastery unnecessary, making the barrier from the Discipline Priest relatively unnecessary, and prioritizing big burst healing. And this happens actually throughout the course of the entire fight. This is the debuff application from the 3 times the boss goes to the canister and starts ingesting that black goo, doing huge waves of massive healing absorbs where we see those really big spikes in absorbed healing, as you would expect. But what it also does is it empowers the boss with a buff that causes her to every 7.5 seconds send out the black puddles and shoot out some more healing absorbs and damage to everyone. This is the healing absorbs from the big waves during ingest canisters. These are the healing absorbs through the entire fight. And what this means is you have this constant battle where you need to heal these healing absorbs off, And DR doesn't do anything to mitigate the size of those healing absorbs. It's just about raw HPS. So we have a very difficult boss fight that's one of the rare boss fights that I've ever seen where raw HPS is actually significantly more valuable than DR, which historically, most top-end raiders would say, you know, an ounce of prevention is more than a pound of cure. DR is king, but not on this fight.
Yeah, that's really interesting because we talk a lot about damage profiles, right? We need some AoE, do we need priority damage, do we need funnel, do we need single target damage? But very rarely do we discuss, let's say, healing profiles. Do we need damage reduction, damage prevention? Do we need to be proactive, or do we just need raw throughput healing? So that's really interesting.
Yeah, and you're entirely right. Throughout history, always DRs. Or, like, never output. Like, that's why resto druids and holy priests for the longest time were quite rare to see in, like, super top end, because they weren't a disc priest, they weren't a paladin, they weren't a shaman with their immense use of great cooldowns. You know, it was all about cooldown healing, all about big DRs. But it is interesting to see them bringing in way more healing absorbs. It's a very good point. Good point indeed. So no, thank you for that, Jesse. That was very good to see. That is a lot of debuffs as well. And they're 3 healing. God bless them.
Constantly blanketing these debuffs at all times. It's very scary, but
it's very intense.
Making it work.
Yeah. Oh man. So, as you can see, making their way towards the very end of this run now, getting that last stun on Takaj. We've got to come up with a name for this, the mob, the Skyne Spinner. It's Takaj, right? That's how you would pronounce it, Takaz?
Steve and Susan.
Steve and Susan. One spider, one crab?
I mean, we could go team crab, team spider.
That's not too
that's
bad.
Pretty
one
good.
of them is a scarab, though.
I liked Steve personally.
Who's Steve?
Anubarash.
Anubarash is Steve?
Yes.
And
Susan.
Susan is Steve and Susan. All we're gonna do is
Production hates me.
be
Stop
confusing,
naming things.
confusing the hell out of everybody. Oh man, they don't find us. That's what we're here for, right? We're just here to confuse people.
I like crab and spider. I think Anubarash would be the crab, and then
Susan
would be the spider.
I like how you're quite like.
I was trying to find the name on the UI.
No. She's not here at the moment, is she? During this exhibition?
She's not.
I was calling her the Web Priestess because that was like.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
That was her name in the files. Web Priestess. One was looking for someone saying the mob's name, so we had a reference. But Takaz?
Yeah.
It feels like I'm saying it wrong. And the thing is, I'm going to keep saying it as if I'm waiting for some sort of feedback, but I have no way of looking at chat right now. So, don't know. It is what it is.
I feel like they're just going to say no matter what we say anyway.
You think
that
so?
tends to be how it goes.
Susan Takaj and Steve Anubarash.
Oh, they may like that. That's fine.
Steve and Susan, scariest bosses in the entirety of Nerub-ar Palace. I heard in the lore, because I watched Noble's video. That's the only way I interact with the lore.
To be fair, same.
But these guys don't like each other.
Yeah, and it's also really interesting. So I heard that little piece of lore, and the kind of bread and butter of this fight is how you're counteracting, let's say, their let's just put it in terms of, let's say that's the ultimate ability of that boss, where it charges into the wall, dealing a huge amount of damage to the raid, and you have to stop it with the web. So you're kind of counteracting each other's ults with abilities from the other boss. So they've built in that lore thematically into the fight, and I always appreciate
that
something
they're like bickering
that.
And they want to be the big cheese.
I love cheese.
This is why Noble does the lore videos, not I. Because I was like, well, yes, of course, and then
to the fat boss, guys.
And then you have the penultimate boss where they're fighting to be the big cheese. Well, that's the law.
That is something worth fighting for.
Is it something worth fighting for?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, fair play. Fair play indeed. Looks like they are able to get this boss down, and hopefully this means the end of this particular split.
Hold.
Let's find out.
Are we saved?
What do we get? Do we get Spy
No
Masters?
trinkets.
Can we look at Canex to see how he looks? See if he's a happy pup? Because I do believe his main character is in here. Some good off pieces. There is a couple trinkets, but I don't think that authority is necessarily anything too exciting.
I think maybe pick some little pieces here and there.
Yeah, you can see that he's definitely picking up some bits and pieces. Not
Definitely
the end of the
something
world.
Worthwhile.
Hopefully he's got something. We will find out. We will have to find out exactly what it was. Because yesterday, I think when he was in the run, he was like 614 item level or something. It was really quite sad. So getting him a little bit more item level should do him some good for sure. Yes, because it looks like we are indeed going to need Canex in as a boomkin. Which is, for some reason, a strange thing this tier. You can see how many items that Canex is getting. Yeah, I think this is an automatic we're funneling to Canex run. So getting his character as strong as possible makes sense, as we will be needing him in for this particular encounter. There we go. You can see all the loot flooding in towards him.
Here
also
you
getting traded from Hopeful. Good stuff.
Yeah, very nice. So I don't know if they're going to be doing Queen Ansarek after these, because they haven't done Queen Ansarek yet on Heroic.
Looking at all the other players in this facility here, the SK Gaming Magenta facility, looking at all the POVs, I don't see anyone starting up any other bit of content right now. Like Merez at the moment, he's at the end of a dungeon. Same with Wolf, who's just at an end of a dungeon. It looks like they're not desperate to restart. Come have a look at Wolf's character. He's lost. He's got 2 shovels.
It's literally so good.
So good. His
little inflatable Murloc ring.
It looks...
The mushroom hat.
It looks like a knockoff...
shroom delver.
A knockoff... what's the little creature off of in Mario? I can't remember the name. Jesus.
Oh, Toad?
Toad, yeah. Little knockoff Toad.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. That's like a Toad that you get at the market.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Except, like, you know, you imagine that you, like, kind of squeeze the belly and they make, like, a cute noise, or they say, like, one of their favourite lines.
Squeak.
Whereas if you do it with this character, it's just, like, the sounds of the damned just coming out.
Speaking of sounds of the damned, it looks like they're going into another Mythic Plus, Alex.
They might be doing this for trading purposes.
Oh,
yes,
you're right.
They do pop in here to do a little bit of trading.
Yeah, because Horde and Alliance can't trade each other in the open world. You have to be in an instance. Oh, no.
Are we actually doing more splits?
Finder.
Oh, Group Finder is up indeed.
Yay.
So we are going to be doing one more run. Is it for a full run or is it just the last boss? We will find out soon. Where we'll be getting those done. It is what it is. I hope you guys are happy joining us for the long haul on this one. Buckle in.
Buckle up.
Buckle in and buckle up. And buckle out and buckle down. There's a lot of buckling. Got to be very careful how I say that. Yep. So, what were we talking about?
Buckles.
Yep.
We've done one split, Alex.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, we're having a bit of fun. Well, because this is an MMO and there is a large amount of character preparation, you know, outside of the MMO genre, you kind of just plug and play, let's say. But with MMOs, you do have to maintain your character, make sure that it is fully equipped as it possibly can be, especially with gear being such a huge part in progression as well.
For sure. And what would you think? Because there's been some talk about maybe putting the Race to World First, like, on a tournament realm, as an example. You can get rid of the whole, like, differences in start time. You know, you can make it so the bosses are built specifically or maybe tuned specifically for these guys. What do you feel about that as an idea?
So, how I feel about that is this whole event is a community put on event.
Yes.
It's whoever gets world first in the world in the Raiden live servers. So if it was on a tournament realm, would there still be a world first to get in the live game? Because that's what it's all about, right? It's the community coming together. It's the guilds trying to be the first guild to clear it on live servers. So, if it, you know, like I said, if it was put on tournament realm, it may take away some of that. So what I pose, instead of a tournament realm, I really liked the idea that I'm sure many people have mentioned in the past, but Medic said it most recently, of kind of like Mythic. I don't know his exact wording, but let's just throw the word like Ultimate Mythic in there, where you have all of the bosses tuned to an absurd high level on live servers, let's say. maybe you get like set gear going in, so it's almost like Tournament Realm, but your gear's kind of set like challenge modes in Mr. Pandaria.
Right.
And you get cosmetic rewards, title rewards. Maybe if there was that kind of game mode on, or that kind of difficulty on live servers, the race could happen in that kind of format. Maybe that would work.
Yeah, it's certainly an alternative way of doing it, for sure.
Because the gear acquisition and character preparation is a very lengthy process and can take away from the race in general. I know nobody really enjoys watching it, even though it is unfortunately a huge part of the race. I mean, I have fun. It's such a nice time of year. I love Race World first season, where everyone's kind of coming together in chat. You almost have a home for a couple of weeks, jamming together. You got the Masters, and all of the memes that go along with it. So it's a good time of year, personally.
People shouldn't be copying each other's messages, though. That's kind of rude.
Yeah,
so chat, do not copy this message specifically and paste it in chat. That's not allowed.
Exclamation mark bees. For information about bees from the moderators.
Exclam bees. Send it in. I get what you're saying. I think that going on to the tournament realm could detract in some ways, such as the gearing strategy. Yes, splits, big meme, but they're doing them pretty fast, generally speaking. Although they're setting up this one. Just Wait needs to hurry up. Get on it, Just Wait.
We're not waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, asking us just to wait. Unacceptable.
Hang on a minute. Wait, it all makes sense now.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
But it's knowing what you want and being able to kind of think in advance. This will be excellent for this boss. Make sure we have it prepared as a secret. All that part of the strategy is a great deal of the success behind the teams. Sure, both teams are going to prepare an unholy amount of characters, but being able to just go, here's our 4 Frost DKs within a very short period of time is a flex that the guilds can do. It's part of the overall strat. And if you could just prepare any character just by making it and then just logging in, you could be swapping comps a lot quicker. I'm not saying even necessarily it's going to be worse, but it'll certainly change. It'll be an unintended change, I think, of being able to go into tournament realms.
Yeah, because the other thing is, so let's say they kind of mitigated the importance of gear, right? So you didn't have to acquire all of this and prepare this much because the bosses were, let's say, killable at that item level. Well, they'll still have this because they'll still want to gain, even if the bosses are killable at item level before raid acquisition. You're still going to want to gain an advantage. You still want every scrap of help that you can possibly get. So I wouldn't exactly nullify it. And I don't know how you necessarily fix that gear problem, because gearing is such a huge part of an MMO. I don't know if you'd have challenge mode where you got a set piece of gear, item level. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, it's a very difficult thing to do, because I think a lot of us are quite precious about the race. We really love the race, even though it's janky in so many different ways in terms of the way everything works. It's such a cool event. It's such a
wonderful time.
So if it ever got changed in any sort of fashion, I think, just like any sort of change, there will be a wide variety of voices on it. It would be interesting to see if maybe they just tried it for especially if they introduced a mini tier. I think mini tiers would be a great opportunity to do some experimentation, not only with raid sizes and potential difficulties, but also maybe with certain things towards the race. That could also be a fun time to maybe try out some things there and see what people like about it.
What about with the little mini raids, you have then a set gear level, because it's kind of an in-betweeny tier. And then
be a great little catch-up then.
Gear level, but still have some kind of gain, right, to incentivize people playing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think there's tons of really fun ideas, that being one of them, being able to do mini tiers, but it looks like they're moving away from it, unfortunately.
Hey everyone, let's delve into my trove and see what secrets we can uncover. Just don't take all my loot, please.
Oh my goodness, it seems we are plundering Roger's treasure trove.
Oh yeah, so if you want to be using your channel points, get them redeemed right now. There's no point keeping hold of them otherwise here on this cozy Friday morning, where I didn't realize how cozy we looked.
I know, we are very cozy.
So yes, get your channel points in. We need 2 million of them. And at the end of which, we will choose out of one of these 2 wonderful envelopes, either the crab's rule or the spider's rule, and we'll get you some wonderful, wonderful prizes. Prizes from our wonderful partners. And let's have a little look at what prizes you can get, because there is a whole host of them, including Corsair goodies. I was hoping for the graphic.
You get some cool in-game items. You get some mounts, some pets, and some transmogs.
I feel dono-walled by production. There we go. Look at all those wonderful goodies from Roger's treasure trove.
We got some merch, some displays, NordVPN voucher, a full Mythic clear in there, as well as some Elgato products. We got a War Within Heroic Edition, I believe. So there are so many awesome prizes for you to win. Just contribute your channel points, which you just passively earn through watching the stream. I'm going to do this ultra cozy. Snuggled up in the corner, holding on for dear life. Contribute your channel points and win yourself an awesome, or the potential to win an awesome prize once we do the poll and determine which envelope.
You look like you're in the middle of a scary film. Yeah.
Well, I mean, splits are on screen. I don't know.
They are terrifying. They are very, very terrifying.
Everyone's like, oh my god, it's just splits, no big deal.
We only need another 800,000 channel points. Get them in. You guys are speed running through this, making it seem like nothing. So do get them.
Oh, we are. Oh my god! Apparently we're on 1.8 mil, but it's not quite caught up.
We're going so
may be breaking
fast.
Twitch.
We're breaking Twitch. Do you know we did that? Yeah, with the Balls of Destiny. We did the exact same thing. So Roger's treasure trove here, breaking Twitch V2. So we might already be complete. You guys are fantastic. As I say, there's no other point in which we use channel points on this channel particularly. We don't do Gamba or nothing. So if you got some channel points, feel free to send them in, and we will be unlocking from Roger's treasure trove.
Yes, there's still all of Roger's loot. Sadly, Roger not available to win.
I don't know. I did put him in one of the envelopes.
Oh, there you go.
There
Maybe
you go. Might be able to just get Roger.
Okay.
If you would like a Greek man to come and mother you at home, because that's what he's doing here to all the players.
Well, it seems like we met the channel point goal, so make sure you vote in the poll, Team Crab or Team Spider.
You should do Team Crab.
No, we want Team Spider.
You want to do Team Crab? I was there when these guys were putting in the prizes into these envelopes, and I saw they stuffed the Team Crab ones with some amazing stuff.
That's a lie.
It was tons of really cool things. Hard cash. Gold bars.
No, Team Spider. I actually did these, and I know that Team Spider has cooler stuff in it.
Not gold bars. Rubies, jewels beyond your imagination. Wealth you can get from the Team Crab. But yes, do get your votes in. Do not type any exclamation mark codes just yet. This is a poll at the top of your chat. If you do spam the codes and things right now, that might disqualify you for when we are actually doing the giveaway itself.
Absolutely.
So do be careful. Chances are you've already been put in emote-only mode because you can't be trusted, and that is fair.
Jail them.
Yeah,
after they successfully donated to the goal.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. But Team Crab's looking like it's winning. Damn right. Crabs do rule, as you can see up here.
Wait, what? No!
Crabs
I can't
rule.
believe we've done this. Well, let's give the poll a chance.
Yeah, well, as if
draw.
Team Spider could crawl it back.
I believe.
Everyone has voted by this point.
I like what we did there.
What?
Crawl it back. Good.
Oh, very. Do spiders crawl? They creepy crawl.
Actually, I don't know.
Skitter. Skitter
All right.
and scurry.
It seems like Team Crab won the poll.
Hey!
So, Alex, as the advocate for Team Crab,
I am.
do you want to do the honours?
I am a crabby boy.
From
there's so many prizes.
The prize pool of
Ooh.
amazing prizes.
Now, Jesse, as someone over on the analyst desk, is there any chance you could tell me what is the highest chance of success? All the way on the left, all the way on the right, or somewhere in the middle?
In order to win Chat a Prize, I can confirm from the analysis desk that you do need to draw an envelope.
Okay.
Thanks,
all
dude.
right. Couldn't have done it without you.
You're welcome.
Got it. So here we go. Let's have a little look-see here, chat. What have we won for you today? I can't open an envelope properly, that's for sure. There we
licked
go.
those.
Then today, we have won. Oh, You want to get one of those ready, as we have got a double XL mouse pad from the merch store.
Okay.
Get exclamation mark crab ready in chat. I think we got that ready, do we not? Production. 1 second, confirming. Hold your exclam crabs. Hold. If you want to get this double XL mouse pad, send in exclamation mark crab once and only once into the chat, and make sure your Twitch DMs are open, because we will be contacting the winner beforehand. If your DMs are not open, you'll just get skipped. Unfortunately, that'll be a very, very sad way of not winning one of these wonderful mouse pads that you can get yourselves. We've got a whole host of mouse pads over there. Maybe it'll be worth going for all of them. Just lob them all over, I'd say, Jordan. Just screw it. We'll go for all of them. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we shouldn't be throwing things around on set, but I like the idea of it. Let's do it anyway. And again. No, not overarm. Like, you're just going to try and knock me out with it. One more as well. Here we go. Is that us done? Or we still... But wait, there's more! And here's another mouse pad. So I do believe, production, you'll be able to confirm this. Is this the double XL one? In terms of size. So yes, this is the mouse pad that we'll be giving away. This is the Spider's Rule mouse pad that we've got here. Oh, you're right.
Yes, sorry, I got stuck.
That's all right. So this is the Spider's Rule. Wonderful design here. This is for, this would fit, a pretty nice sized desk.
Yeah.
If you happen to be, I don't know, mayhaps playing on some sort of old ancient stone tablet somewhere that is rather large in a cave or some sort,
right,
or using an absolutely huge desk, you can also get amazingly huge mouse pads as well. I think this is is this 3X, maybe 4X?
I think this is the same
4X.
height as me.
But this is one of the designs you can get
wow,
in any of the sizes.
Wow, that is beautiful. Look at that.
You can see that you've got the Race to World First with the 4 little stars here, denoting each of the wins that Echo have had, as well as the floor from Sakureth's
It's very
room.
soft.
Did I say
Very
Sakureth?
Nice.
I don't think that's
Queen
the boss.
Ansarek.
Ansarek, there we go. Who is Sakureth? Is that the last boss in...
Aberrus.
Damn.
It was a boss.
We got it. We got it, but there we go. So this is one of the designs you can get as well. Obviously, you don't have to have it in bedsheet size if you don't want to. You can also get them in these little sizes if you happen to be on a smaller desk. There you go.
Very nice design.
And of course, we've also got... There we go. The Crab's Rule as well. There we go.
Ta-da!
Beautiful. Incredibly high quality. I can say that personally at home.
They are very, very nice.
I'm one of those sorts of people that would sit at their desk and eat an incredibly messy curry. This wipes down nice and clean. I can tell you that much. So easy peasy. Very, very strong. Good material. Go check them out. And of course, exclamation mark crab in the chat if you haven't already entered for the double XL mouse pad. We've got a whole host of wonderful merchandise for this race, as well as some from previous races as well. I think we've got some leftover stuff. And if you find that any of the current Race to World First merch is out of stock, pre-orders are open. So if you see that all of the hoodies have gone in a certain size, you can pre-order, and we will be fulfilling those after the race. So there we go.
Yeah. And the merch is absolutely beautiful. You can be Team Crab, Team Spider. We have the new Echo jerseys as well. Very, very nice.
Split number 2 out of question mark.
Oh
no. I think it's probably 2 out of 2. I don't think they'll be doing much more than 2. I can't imagine the sort of characters that they will need to be gearing, unless they were bringing in somewhat trash characters yesterday. But they do need some item level to be made up. Liquid managing to get the boss down with 621 item level. Yesterday was working on 619. That's a little bit of an item level jump.
Yep. Absolutely.
I know that we did have some characters that were dragging down that item level, such as Canex on his Druid. One of the weaker geared characters, and they've just done a split for that character, giving them a hell of a lot of loot. So hopefully that'll help out. So yeah, we will see.
Yeah, I don't know how many more splits we've got, but keep your eye out in Infinite. Okay, that's excellent. Keep your eye out in the group finder, ! splits. If you want to find out more information, you can help summon Mythic faster.
Yeah, so Production letting us know that we are in one of the outer planes of the 5e universe Pandemonium, where the eternal torment is just that, eternal, unending, forever cycling.
Unending suffering.
Yes, the winds of Pandemonium bring even the staunchest of minds to their knees as we're heading into split number. Well, they didn't make numbers this high. They gave up. They gave up.
I can't count that high.
No. Apparently, if you start counting this high, madness takes over. It's like looking into the abyss. I like how we're getting eldritch with our counting system.
Yeah.
With the smooth jazz kicking in here on a wonderful Friday morning.
I can't hear the jazz.
I'm going to turn up the jazz, or maybe production could do so in our headphones right now. Thank you very much, Sam.
It's jazz time all round, apparently.
We are jumping into another split. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday morning or Thursday evening if you're watching. The jazz is just fine.
The jazz is right.
It is a Thursday evening elsewhere in the world, maybe even another time of day.
It is definitely another time of day.
That's the way time...
Elsewhere in the world.
Fuck. Yes, no, you're entirely right. We're just going to settle down and relax and take in the sultry tones of Sikran.
The dulcet tones of Alex's smooth voice.
Yes. One of the most important elements of this particular encounter is keeping it real. And someone who's going to help us with that. And I'm not sure if he's going to do it in a jazzy way.
Who's ready for more school?
Good morning!
Oh, wokage.
Wakey, wakey!
Didn't like that at all.
Time for class. Our teacher's here.
I mean, I could talk like this if everyone prefers it.
I prefer it.
Yeah, but we only do that at night.
Oh, fair enough. That is true.
Well, you
that
can
is
do
true.
that. I'm just going to get comfy then while... Yes, please tell
All
us.
right, so one more segment if you guys will
Sure, go
indulge
on.
my desire
We'll
to
come back
spend
to the
this
jazz.
downtime talking about healing.
Hold on, yeah, we're gonna. We've done a lot of effects on the stream right now. Let us.
Oh no, despair! There's more healer talk.
No, it's good.
Grayscale.
It's important to know.
It is.
It is important. I'm learning
but
a lot.
when I talk about
Legitimately.
mages, that's not important.
Well,
Correct.
No one's.
That is
I actually-
absolutely true and base.
I said this to my partner yesterday, and he was like, "Why do mages do this? Our mages wouldn't shut up talking about mages throughout the raid. What is wrong with
In
you
all fairness, they are there just to in-buff at this point.
Yeah, they are the int buff. Gingy should rename his stream int buff.
Right, let's send it, Jesse. What have you got for us over there on the Max Roll analysis desk?
Yeah, so we spent a good 15 minutes talking about how the Preservation Evokers are doing their healing in a surprising new way in this expansion because of the hero talent, Flame Bender, Flame Shaper. We talked about the healing profile of this fight and why it's so interesting because you don't have big spikes of damage to use big defensive cooldowns on. You just have a constant, relentless barrage of healing absorbs that require pure throughput. What we haven't talked about yet, and is worth a little bit of conversation, is our Holy Priest, Ryson, who is also blasting 1.5 to 2 million HPS on the meters, filling that throughput role very, very effectively, playing Holy instead of Discipline because the shielding and mitigation that a Discipline Priest provides is not as valuable as the pure throughput. Just like the Preservation Evokers, the Holy Priest comes into this expansion changed fairly significantly by the introduction of hero talents. The hero talent that the Holy Priests are playing is called Archon, which is a very evocative and very cool name.
Very cool.
And the main thing it does is it makes your Halo, a spell everyone remembers from several expansions ago, the big circle of light, overpowered. It's a machine gun of Halos.
It's cracked.
It's cracked. It just, you've seen it on the screen pulsing out, pulsing in, pulsing out, pulsing in. What's going on with that is that Archon buffs your Halo in several different ways. First, when you cast Halo, you get a buff that causes an additional full-powered, non-reduced healing Halo to cast every 5 seconds for 10 seconds. And then, in addition, when it reaches its maximum distance, traveling outward, healing everyone around you, it returns healing for an identical unreduced amount. So each Halo cast on 1 minute cooldown turns into 6 Halo hits on everyone in the raid. So I've pulled up the logs to kind of illustrate what this shows. If you were to look at Ryson's casts, which was what I'm doing here on their longest and best pull, this would look very familiar to any Holy Priest player anytime in the last 5 years. you have Flash Heal, and Holy Word Serenity, Prayer of Mending, Holy Word Sanctify, right? The bread and butter of the Holy Priest kit. For the vast majority of the time, that's what he's doing. Basically spot healing with his big Holy Words and his constant Flash Heal and heals. Of course, keeping Prayer of Mending on cooldown. This is very familiar to everyone. Unlike the Preservation Evoker, however, there's not much complexity to what he's doing with his cooldowns. All you need to do is look at the healing done by Ryzen instead of the cast, and you see that at the top of the meter, even though you don't see it on the cast bar, is that halo. Blasting every minute.
That's a lot of healing.
It is the orange colored heal here, and you see it peaking every single minute, doing an enormous amount of healing. We can actually drill down into this. This is 6 casts because it's on a 1 minute cooldown. And you can see that if we take a look at an average halo heal, 1 cast heals for 18.9 million total healing. And you can see those 6 hits as it goes out and in and out and in. There's another aspect to the hero talents whereby after someone gets hit by the halo, it increases healing done by the priest on that target by 2%. So each subsequent hit actually heals for more than the previous.
Yeah.
This lines up really, really well with the, I call it damage pattern, but it's not really a damage pattern, it's a healing absorption pattern of this fight where you have waves of healing absorption coming in, and Halo goes out and heals it, comes back in and heals it again, goes out and heals it, comes back in and heals it again. So this is extremely potent, with the average person getting over 1 million healing from a single cast of Halo. What this all comes together, if we look at what we talked about with the Preservation Evokers, if we looked at what we talked about with the damage pattern of the fight, and we combine it with what we've talked about now with the Holy Priest, I want to switch over to our review tool, because you can see that this gives our healing coordinator, Potter, an enormous amount of flexibility and control. Typically, on a fight last expansion or the expansion before, what you would do is you would go look for the casts of Divine Hymn, the casts of Rewind, the casts of Aura Mastery, Barrier. These are your long 3-minute cooldowns of very powerful damage reduction and healing cooldowns that keep everybody alive through huge spikes of damage. But on this fight, that's not how the damage works, as we talked about. And Rewind and Divine Hymn on those long 3-minute cooldowns simply would not be enough to address the requirements of this fight. But because Halo on a 60-second cooldown and Engulfs on individually a 30-second cooldown, but a 90-second cooldown when you empower it through that stasis, are on such short cooldowns, with 3 of them available, you can actually have an incredibly responsive healing kit that you can move these pieces around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find those actual abilities. Here we have the stasis casts popping up on the bottom of the bar. And let's also plug in Halo.
One of the many Halos.
Yes, it is this one that I want to see because it shows the 6 pulses of the Halos.
Oh, wow.
And you can see how much of the bar fills up with powerful healing cooldowns that aren't what we would traditionally consider healing cooldowns. And Potter can take these little puzzle pieces at the bottom and shift them around throughout the fight to make sure that every single damage event or healing absorption event is covered throughout the fight with one of these relatively low cooldown but inordinately powerful healing kit pieces.
Hey, you're entirely right. It's impressive to see the choices that they've made in terms of comp-wise definitely paying dividends. You think these sort of long-form output healing cooldowns, something like a Tranquility or Divine Hymn, or now the Halo, as well as the Stasis with the crazy burst healing, in comparison to other things that might not be as useful, such as a Devotion Aura at that point. If you used Aura Mastery on it, isn't actually that useful. Maybe a Revival, you'll be able to get one of the shields, but the next 2 are kind of untended to by your cooldown, so I can see why those choices of those classes looking to be incredibly strong. So thank you for that, Jesse.
Basically, the most powerful way you can get sufficient mini cooldowns with only 3 healers. I don't know that many more comps could have done it in that way. So really interesting to see.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Good to know. Oh,
class is no longer in session. Please stand by for the next one. No, it's very interesting because I've never healed. So learning about the intricacies of especially the Evoker as well is really interesting, and I'm sure everybody appreciates the in-depth analysis and just how much they're doing on that fight, because it can be very easy to get caught up in the DPSing, the zug of the warriors doing
the
AoE.
meat grinder around the boss. Yep.
But there is so much happening in the background that can be very easy to miss. So thank you so much, Jesse.
We have got a giveaway winner, so do hold off on doing any more exclam crabs in the chat, as Creedle1337, Leet Creedle, thank you very much. You've won I don't know why I'm thanking you. Thank you for tuning in, I suppose. And congratulations
entering.
on getting a XXL mousepad of a design of your choice. So if you do, if you are unfortunate and did not get your own mousepad, then make sure you stick around, watch the stream, as we will be doing more delving into Roger's treasure trove over the course of the event. And of course, you can also just go and check it out using XGlam merch. We've got some awesome, awesome designs there. I also think that we do have some designs from previous events. They're still lingering about, some leftover bits and pieces, so do go and check those out as well. Amazing designs, especially from like the Final Fantasy. My favourite design recently was from the Final Fantasy Savage event that we had in August. Or late July or whenever the tier came out.
And they are really nice t-shirts. You and Jesse and, well, myself as well have been wearing them. They are really,
I've got
really
the
nice
mousepad
designs.
from it.
Yeah, the mousepad is nice.
Oh, so good. Really, really nice looking. So yes, very, very cool stuff indeed. I'm going to grab this, see if I just got a slight shock from the iPad. Hopefully it was static.
A little bit of electrocution to make sure I'm awake.
Yes. There we go. But you guys have been doing some wonderful, wonderful things yesterday during the stream.
It's not my fault.
And we will get to donations at another point because...
Alex broke it.
We would be able to speedrun it if we were signed in to Tiltify. I'm so sorry.
It's not just me anymore. I'm not the problem.
Hold on, I'm learning.
Hold.
I've done as instructed
well,
so far.
Well, as you are figuring that out, I will
help
be
me.
a useful co-caster.
You cover.
We are raising money for Games for Love, an absolutely wonderful charity providing distraction therapy through gaming to children in hospitals. And then because they've spent obviously that time in hospital, they provide sponsorships and internships for them later on so they can get back into education from time missed due to being ill. So really, really wonderful on the website. We've been talking about it as well. $1 helps one child. So
yes.
That is an amazing cause.
Yeah, no, imagine being in hospital as an adult sucks, right?
Absolutely.
If you've ever had to stay any long period of time, let alone if you're a kid, like it's scary, yeah? And not having that opportunity to just spend time being a kid, having the people around you can kind of appreciate that with distraction therapy, with being able to play games. We all play games at home. And, being stuck in our hospital as a youngster, not having access to that kind of thing, it sucks.
Yeah.
So we are doing our best to raise some funds for that, and you guys have been doing absolutely fantastically. There are so many from yesterday, so we are going to be getting through them, starting off all the way back when, which is with Anonymous, who sent in a $10 donation, who says, big fans of Echo, here is a picture of Goldie. Yes, I'm terrible at naming things.
Oh,
no, my lord.
That's a really cute name. Oh, look,
so cute. The dog pictures are always the best pictures, man. I'm sorry, I have to say it. They are so cute. Look at Goldie. Living their best life. Thank you very much, Anonymous, for that. Very, very sweet. We had a $1 donation in from MBT2K. Yep, who says, great cause. Here's my doggo. Thank you very much for the $1 donation.
Wow.
You get any points for remembering the name of this dog from The Simpsons? It was on the tip of my tongue. No. Homer, this is from Poochie, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Poochie. So there we go. Confirmed by production. Did you not watch Simpsons as a kid?
Yes.
How can you not remember Poochie? Best character.
Apparently I don't.
Unbelievable. Mage players. We got a $10 donation in from Shadow SC, who sends a link and says, don't mind her, it's usually what I wake up to. that cat is sick of your shit, let's be real.
How dare you sleep? Pet me immediately.
How dare you awaken into my realm.
I am plotting your very demise.
Yes, you may sleep, but one day you will not wake up. That's what that cat's thinking.
So cute.
Never trust a cute kitty like that. Thank you very much, Shadow SC. We've also got a $10 donation in from Schematic1, who sends in a link, who says, for the kids, enjoy this picture of my Boston Terriers, Brock and Ziggy. Very mindful. Very demure.
Oh, very cutesy.
Very
Look at them
cute.
two distinguished puppers.
Moments after this picture was taken, those little ties were completely devoured. They were ripped to shreds. Oh, thank you very much schematic. Two very, very beautiful, beautiful doggos.
Yeah, and if you would like to submit your pet, I think it's a $5 donation, we said, to show your pet.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, for
or
sure.
Or your transmog, or your glam.
Yes, Imager link from production, they were saying.
One link.
Do you actually have this different link system from this next person, from Pels UK? Yes, because this one was done overnight, yeah. So because it was left, and we're coming back to these, a lot of these were from yesterday. So Pels UK just sent in a link, but $50, so thank you ever so much. Let's have a little look from Pels UK here.
Oh.
Damn.
The cute floofer.
Oh, look at that wonderful yard they've got to go and play in as well. They're just running around all day, every day, having the best time. You can tell that pup's been sniffing around in some places they shouldn't be, getting a wet little nose. I miss my dog so much. We got a $10 donation from Mad Knees.
Mad Knees?
Yeah, it looks like a D's. Yeah. You got here, Mike. This is Young Luna and Miliao.
Oh, look at those little puppers.
Damn.
Look how soft they look.
Oh,
we got a beautiful coat.
So pretty. Puppies are.
Shiny.
They're unfair at how cute they are, puppies.
I'm dying of cute.
It's too much. Too much. Do get your donations in if you want for me and Jordan to have a little bit of a look. And, of course, all going towards an amazing cause. We've also got some great donation incentives coming up.
Yes. We had Operation Medic already. We saw that in the Starforge flashback. That was hilarious to watch.
Beautiful.
We had some other incentives. We set, was it $4,000? We did
Jesse's
makeup.
Yep, making them look beautiful. More beautiful than usual.
Our next charity goal at $10,000, we have Whose Cast Is It Anyway? Round 2.
Yep.
Which we did last race, was highly enjoyed, and Jesse has enlisted the help of a comedian to write the questions this time around.
Yep, so hopefully it should be good.
Yeah, so it's going to be great for the audience. Terrible for us in the best way.
If we get all the way up to 40,000, tattoos all round, as it seems that we're going to be getting tattoos of the wonderful crab or spider. Both on Medic and Jesse have put their names forward. There was some rumours going about maybe about Nagoro doing it as well, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, Mike said he would as well.
Yep, Mike, 100%. And he actually rang Emma just to double check. I was on the cast with him. He rang up Emma to double check, and Emma was like, sure.
Yeah,
100%.
That's exactly what happened.
Doesn't mind in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Actually, she said, no, hell no, unless they get a puppy. So, yeah, so if you can send a dog to Mike's house, if we can give him a tattoo, don't do that. So if you know it, whatever. I don't need to say don't do that, right? There is a, continuing on with your wonderful donations from yesterday, we've got a $5 donation in from Val, who says, hey, Echo Team, keep blasting. Mike, you are correct. Doggos rule. Enjoy the best lab doggo.
Oh, look at that little
my
nose.
word.
The whiskers.
You just want to give them a big boop. You can see these dogs out in wonderful environments. It's good taking your dog out. Very important to take them for lovely, lovely walks. Oh, so cute. We've also got a $1.69 donation from Sugon. Yes, so thank you very much, Sugon, who has sent in a link of some sort. Let us see. Oh, Redacted is the name.
Redacted. A little bit sus. Oh, look at these kittens.
A whole host of little kitties. Brand new kitties. So cute. So cute.
They're all so adorable.
We got a $15 donation in from Anonymous, who says, behold the dog squad. Thank you for supporting such an amazing cause. And we do have a link for them as well from Anonymous. The dog squad, look at them.
That's who you're losing to in 3v3 arena.
They are some sleepy boys. Had a long day by the looks of it, boys and girls. Got a $5 donation in from Mangetsu, who says, here is another demonic cat for Mike.
Oh.
Cat Nation, rise up.
Oh, look at the little blah. There's a little blah happening, I think.
Yeah. That is so cute. That cat is full cursed. Like, just on its back, just it looks possessed. It could be channeling demonic energy. Who knows? We've also got a $5 donation in from Bethy Cake, who says, here's my frog. Oh, whoa! Look at that guy.
Look how cute.
That is a life goal. Just be as chill and happy as that frog is.
Happening. I can relate.
Full happy. Just, sup guys,
Head
how's it
empty.
going? Well happy.
Happy to be here.
That is a great is a great way of being. We got a $5 donation in from Link as well. He says, here is a link to my picture of my dog, Link. There's a lot of links in there. Oh, very cute.
On the eye.
The dog is also called Link. I get it now. Link sent a link for their dog called Link, and there it is. Oh, very cute. Very, very cute pup.
Sense.
We've just got a $10 donation in from Sam, who says, Oscar and Lando whilst I'm in production prison. This is our...
Oh, this is our lovely production.
We've already seen Oscar and Lando, but I'm so glad we see them again, Sam. I'm so glad that we see them again. They are wonderful, wonderful pups. Aww. Wonderful puppies. Thank you so much, cute. Sam. I've got to get a picture of my... I actually was looking through my phone looking for pictures of dogs to send in, and all the pictures of my dogs are crazy. They look completely demonic, so I need to find some good ones.
I've got a pet cactus I could send a picture of.
Oh.
I'll do that.
Yep, if you want to send in pictures of your plants.
Your pet plants?
They don't have to be pets. They could just be plants as well.
They could own you.
We got a $10 donation in from... Holgdor, who says, my cat maximum, but there is no link. So, fair enough. But thank you very much, Holgdor. If you see this, feel free to send in another donation, and we will grab that and have a link. So thank you so much. Also, we got a $10 donation from Snackosaurus Rex.
Ooh,
excellent
name.
Have my money echo and use it for the good cause. Also, here is a picture of my miniature tiger, Merlin. Also, cats over dogs. Don't at me, chat. That is a very refined gentleman. I like the little mustache.
Yeah, look at the little mustache.
They're very, very, very refined.
A pet.
I feel that they need a top hat.
And soft.
They need a little top hat with that one. We got a $25 donation in from Pickle Grease. Thank you so much. He says,
Pickle Grease?
Yes, he says, here's my two sweets. Sweet and TJ supporting the kids. TJ staring into the sun, waiting for pause. Wow.
Oh my, how majestic.
Damn. Those
doing it for the gram.
I must admit, who is it? It's TJ who's staring into the sun. So Sweet on the left side there. I can only help them. That's like the first NPC that you meet in a video game, and you've got to follow them. They're going to help you on your way. You know what I mean? They're like a little tutorial. Like, this is how follow the dog. You know, gave off that vibe. It's just like, oh, friendly helper friend. Great. Let's go. Friendly helper friend. Oh man, a $10 donation in from Mathis who says, Mike better not hate on my cat. 100% he would if he was here. That's why we need.
Oh, how could you? Look.
My word.
So pretty.
Good luck to Echo. Let's get another world first. Those eyes.
Mike does not appreciate cute. That's what I've learned.
Like little oceans. Oh. So pretty. So pretty. Thank you so much, Mathis. $10 in from Riv. Who sends a link and says, hey guys, enjoying the streams. I know you hate cats, but here's mine called Snows. Oh, what a wonderful little name. This is our Riv. Oh, very cute. Thank you so much, Riv. Look at your little Snows.
And I was just like, yeah, and what?
You ask them to get up and they're like, Snows.
No.
I don't want to. We got a $1 donation in from Anonymous as well. Thank you very much. No, nothing else to it, but thank you very much. Every dollar does count. If you can get any sort of money sent our way for the charity games for love, it is all goes to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if everyone sends $1, that will go so far. Damn,
I'm going to try and speed run through these. By the way, you're not missing out on anything. They're still doing splits.
Yes.
So if you're like, oh, why are these guys not talking about World of Warcraft? You know what a split is. They hit the boss until they don't have to anymore. There is a boss. They are hitting it with their mighty spells and abilities. The boss will die, and then we'll go to Mythic.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the donation.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. Don't worry.
Got a $5 donation in from Jiminy, who says, meet my majestic kitten Otis. Let's have a little look. Oh, wow. Once again, look at the eyes.
Pattern as well on the fur.
Beautiful. That's like a little cartoon kitty. Like they come straight out of a storybook. Thank you so much. A $10 donation in from Calcinus, who sends a link who says, my dog, she is called Inari. She's now 3 months old.
Oh, look at that little face.
I can't deal with it.
How could you ever say no?
It's too much.
Give me the treat.
Stop.
Please get out of Splits, Echo.
That's hopeful looking at Scribe. No way. Oh, man. Please,
let me in.
Please let me
into the
play.
raid.
Arcade Mage is good, I promise. We were nerfed. I got a $5 donation in from Sypho, who sends a link and says, great cause, great team, a doggo waiting for the next Mythic pull alongside all of us. Oh, yes.
Big same.
That is a big belly rub pup.
Aww.
Oh, my dog does something very similar. She likes to sit on the back of a sofa, like the very, very back of it, and sometimes she falls asleep there, and then you just hear a thud from the other room.
Oh, no.
It's very funny. God bless her. We've started putting pillows around the sofa so she has a softer fall. Very, very cute. Thank you for that, Sypho. We have a $10 donation in from Monique, who says they've both given up on pulling. Hey! Oh, wow. Look at that cat on the left.
The boss. Wow, it kind of looks very panthery.
It does. I love the long ears and
it's
just
a super villain.
Is that a lynx? I have no idea. I'm not that well clued in when it comes to the different cats. But look how cute that little pup is on the right as well. Thank you so much, Monique. A wonderful, wonderful picture. $25 in from Zyro, who says, I loved my two own boys. They're a big part of me starting my own life and used to spend a lot of time helping me in WoW and watching along with races. Unfortunately, got hit by a car recently, but there's some wonderful pups here. Oh, not pups, sorry, the little kitties. I'm so sorry to hear that, Zyro. Yeah. It's one of those rough things when it comes to having pets. It is always very, very difficult, but you can always look back and enjoy the good times.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that, Zyro. Very, very, very cute indeed. We have a $10 donation in from Legendary Jake, who says, thanks for the great show, guys, and thanks to Echo for supporting a great cause. Here's my doggo, and her name is Coco, and dogs over cats.
Oh, look at the ball as well. I love the baby shark ball.
I think you'll find that Coco's enjoying that ball a little bit more. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. $5 in from Danny, who says, here's my kitten after she had a second jab at the vet. Oh, this could be one angry cat.
Oh, look at the donut.
She is so done. She is so done.
So pretty.
Not only do you go and get me a jab, but then you put a donut on my head.
Yeah.
That is one cat, Danny, that I would keep an eye out on. That cat is planning some sort of revenge.
Plotting.
Yeah, full plotting. We have got a $25 donation in from Zalitos, who says, Alex, how do you feel about Denathrius, your favorite raid, being the last guide on your channel? Also a dog picture. Here's the dog picture. There's one happy pup.
Out.
Very, very cute.
What, they're eating,
little
like a little bit of a blem. Eating the paw?
Yep.
As you do.
I'm sure it's very tasty.
It looks tasty.
Denathrius was a good boss. I don't mind Denathrius. The raid tier itself, but the actual boss itself, I do not mind. I like that we ended our video with, I think it was the Freights, and we're going to talk about raids at some point in the future. That was 4 years ago. So still not a lie, I suppose. It is what it is.
You're talking everyone through the bosses now, so you're still doing it.
I suppose. And hiatus, not abandoned. We got a $5 donation in from Anonymous, who says, EP puppy. Let's have a little look from Anonymous. Oh, he's a little EP boy. Oh, God bless.
Give him a little head pat.
I know. Oh, I just want to get all the pups and we make like a big bundle and we can all just go for a nice sleep. That sounds so nice.
Yeah, just fall asleep. Like 9 puppies.
Just all pups all around us.
Just everywhere.
Got a $25 donation in from Richard, who says, here's my dog Wilson. First time watching the race without him snoring behind me. Sad face. Oh, we didn't get a link with this one. I don't think. Thank you so much for that, Richard. If you are watching, because obviously this was from earlier, do feel free to resend in an image. You don't have to donate as generously as you did. So thank you very much for the $25 donation. I really do appreciate it. We've also got a $5 donation in from Davey523, who says, for charity for the kids and for the cats, here's a pic of Loki, one of my 3 cats that I've saved. Oh,
very mischievous in a box there.
I'm sure that cat has a very nice place to be sat, and they've just decided to go in the box instead.
The box is the best place to be sat.
That is very true. As a kid, I don't know if you had it, but whenever we'd get any sort of like a new bit of furniture or anything came in a big box, the box was the main thing. That was the exciting part. Big fan of cardboard boxes. Is that true?
Yeah, when we had the trivia box, I was more excited about the box than the sausage rolls that were inside. I still have that box. Nobody's throwing it away.
That's true. That box has been hanging around.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's got marker on it. It feels like an important box. We got a $10 donation in from Alvena, who says, double floofs, best looking spaniels you will ever see.
Oh.
This is not it, because that's for the next one. It's fine. It's very, very
so
cute. Alvena,
you
also you can't say they're the best looking spaniels you'll ever see and then not link it. That's just cruel and unusual.
No.
Once again, thank you very much for the $10 donation. If you want to send in a $1 donation and get us that link, feel free. We will go for it at a later point. That's very, very sweet. But going over to Derporty, who says, hopefully it works now, and sends in a link. Here we go.
Oh,
very cute. You get double showings. Double showings of the kitty.
So soft. That is such
very
a beautiful
cute
shot.
Looks a little mischievous as well, do you think? Little mischievous.
I'm going to pounce.
Yes. They're plotting something. All kitties are plotting something.
Yes.
Got a $10 donation in from Kiki, who says, who sends a link and says, my lovely lock. There we go, comma. Great charity. I wish it had been around when my daughter had been in and out of hospital for 8 years of her childhood. Yeah, it's an incredible, incredible charity. And there we go. Here's the lock.
Ooh, I love the black and red. The red eyes.
So, yeah, I like the vibe.
Yeah.
I do actually like the vibe a lot.
Black flower crown as well. Very nice.
You don't normally see those sort of colours together actually in the game.
I really love the black
so
and
that
red.
was a nice contrast. And you're entirely right, the charity, because I feel that it is very important. It's wonderful that you guys are sending in all these excellent pictures, and we've raised over $8,600. But it is important to stress that although the cat pictures and the dog pictures are excellent, it is all going towards an amazing cause, helping kids that are in hospitals, either with life-saving care in developing countries or in countries where, providing that sort of distraction therapy for kids that are really struggling, spending long periods of their life in hospitals, not getting the chance to be a kid. It's rough at the best of times.
Yeah, can imagine it is a really, it is a very tough time all around. So just let kids be kids.
Hell yeah. Okay, we got a $10 donation. Sorry, it must seem like something broke in my brain. Got a $10 donation from Coop de Force. Thank you, production. Who says, my stupid son, Soup. If this is a child, that's not cool. There we go. I was going to say, this is son.
Soup is such a good name.
Soup is a wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it does say idiot box on the
idiot
box. Oh, you know that Soup went in there by themselves. 100%. Oh, very cute. We got a $10 donation in from Brackers. Thank you, Brackers. It says, dogs rule. This is Riley, the best boy. Let's have a look. Oh, Brackers, I think you're right. I think we have found the best boy. Riley, what a wonderful name.
Very cute.
Very, very cute. Thank you very much, Brackers. And also a huge thank you to Reliz for the $10 donation, who says a picture of Bjorn and Camino on the beach in Denmark. Let's have a look.
Oh,
my
look at
word.
Them.
Now, they are dogs that would come and save you.
Gallop, yes.
They are having the best day. They're off on an adventure on the beach. Great names as well.
So adorable.
Absolutely fantastic. You can just imagine how stinky the car's going to be on the way home, though.
Oh,
that's going to be some stinky cars. We got a $6 donation in from Andrea, who says, my majestic floof. Let's have a look.
Ooh. Oh, very majestic. Very angy.
The guy is awesome.
Very cute.
I love that guy. That is so cute. Oh, thank you very much, Andrea. $10 coming in from, $100.
Oh, my
Coming in from Anonymous, who says, let's go chat. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. That was last night. So sorry, we're still going through last night's ones. Damn. We got a $25 donation in from Nixa, who says, Yakumi, my kitten, is waiting for the pull. Thanks a lot for the event. Always enjoying on my free days. Thank you very much, Nixa. You didn't send actually in a link of your kitty, but that's fine.
I was thinking, how are there so many from last night? I was on last night's shift. But they were pulling a Brood Twister.
You didn't read any donations.
They were pulling Brood Twister on Mythic, okay?
Yeah, we're always going to be going through donations at points where we can. So it is what it is. We got a $5 donation in from Richard, who sent a link, who said, forgot to include the picture. Here's another $5 for my mistake.
Oh, little hoodie.
Yeah. You got to be careful. I imagine that dog, I don't know. I think he'd be friendly, actually. He might look a little bit tough. But it'd be a good boy.
Big softy.
Yeah. Got a $10 donation in from Anonymous. Thank you very much for that as well. Another $10 in from Taukuno with a link, who says, a 1-year-old Balu. He likes hunting leaves and sticks. Let's have a look.
Who doesn't?
Oh,
these angles.
Damn.
the contortionist.
That
TT.
is. I was expecting a dog, someone who was after sticks, but no, Balu
Why
there.
does it look like Balu is trying to